Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the stream. It's been a little while, more than a week since we played Shadowrun Hong Kong, but I still enjoy it. And today is definitely a low brain power day, which means it's time to play a relaxing game that I'm used to, and I've played a lot of. And that is what this is. Hey, Garsamore, Sistrar, Aldebo, Quino, Broken. It is indeed punch time. We're going back in for more punches. I think this is the right one, right? Yeah, that's the one. Alright. We're back in Hale. If you will recall, last time, we stole research information about elven immortality, and then an elf tried to backstab us in order to have it destroyed, and there was a gangster involved, and basically we killed everyone involved. We just killed absolutely everyone who was even tangentially related to the job, and walked away. And we got paid for it, so you know what? It all worked out just perfectly. That is what we wanted. So, here we are. We're back at the mission computer to remind ourselves about our current status. We're about halfway, we're a little bit more than halfway through the game, I think. Strength 7, Close Combat 6, Charisma actually 7, which I think is as high as we need. Body 6, Cyberware Affinity 6, we've got 4 Quickness and Dodge, which is decent. Hit point total, solid. Close combat, solid. We've got 2,600 bucks. So let's run over to Ambrose real quick and see if we can afford anything, or if there's any new cyberware unlocked. See if we can get like a punch enhancement of some variety. Hey Ambrose, does one of your 10 arms have a punch enhancement for me? Come here, you. He's got a bionic lower leg, which appears to be attached to a dismembered troll thigh. Is that someone's leg? It's a vat-grown biological upper on a cybernetic lower. Okay. Interesting. Great. Giant attentive stick bugs. What an image. Hey, Gatsby. Okay, the guy works in the tunnels with his feet in sewage all day. He's got some sort of flesh-eating trench rot they had to amputate at the hip. I'm giving him his upper leg back, but using a chrome lower leg so it won't happen again. That must cost a lot for a sewer worker. Yeah, it would. That's why I'm not charging him. Aw, Ambrose, you old softy. Aw, just got a heart of gold. Alright, show me your cyberware. Do you have anything cool? Monofilament whip, Yamatetsu cyber. Ah, yes, they've got the Yamatetsu hand razors. Okay, so the Yamatetsu hand razors do 2 extra damage, they cause extra bleed, and they pierce more armor. So they're just a straight upgrade, and there's no reason not to take them. Because they take up the same slot, they cost the same amount of essence. Like, it's just straight up extra damage, extra bleed, and extra AP. So yeah, we're definitely taking the Yamatetsu hand razors. And then it would kind of actually be nice to get the paint editor isn't bad, although I think there's another brain thing that we can get later on. We definitely need to fill in our leg slots, but I don't think we quite have enough essence. We might need to upgrade our cyberware affinity in order to get enough essence to put in legs. Because what we want is 2 universal Omnitech cyber legs, really. Because that will give us plus 2 quickness, plus 2 dodge, and 16 extra HP. Alright, so let's get the new razors. When's Terror from the Deep? Probably never. I'm gonna be totally honest with you. Terror from the Deep, probably not going back to it. I mean, maybe sometime, but doubtful. Alright, so we've got our new shiny hand knives. We want to hear Kindly Cheng's information. Let's go hear Kindly Cheng's information, shall we? When's X-Pirates? Definitely never. Alright, Auntie, what you got for us? Still think the extra movement legs are a better pick for melee guys? Possible. Okay, so Kindly Chang is in the midst of emptying 2 plastic shopping bags when you enter. She places the contents in a pile on her mahjong table. 2 liquor bottles without labels, a box of her thin black cigars, an assortment of individually wrapped gourmet chocolates, and a large caliber pistol with electrical tape wrapped around its grip. Yep, that seems like that's a normal shopping trip right there. Ah, good, you're here. Seems like forever since we saw each other. Welcome back. Was your trip worthwhile? Yes, my darling, yes. I met with several contacts within my network who referred me to others in neighboring cities. Regardless of how far technology moves forward, tradition demands that some things be handled face to face. I have returned with information that will lead you to the plastic-faced man, the man who killed Raymond Black. Okay, while you were gone, we uncovered a relationship between Josephine Sang and Raymond Black. Did you? And what was it you uncovered? The man who raised us isn't Raymond Black. He's Edward Sang, the son of Josephine Sang. You were raised by Josephine's son? Well, that explains where Edward went when he disappeared years ago. Seattle. Why did he disappear? He just went missing after Josephine completed rebuilding the walled city. That was in the early 30s. You realize what this means, don't you? That inbred little goat whore was cold enough to have her own son executed. Wow, I don't know that I've ever seen someone called that particular thing. Amazing. Alright, what have you found out? Everything you need to move forward. I know the identity of the plastic-faced man. Ooh, perfect. His name is Li Tai-lung, and he's an independent contractor, a trusted, deniable asset who handles all of Sang's more delicate operations off the books and away from the public eye, and I know how to find him. I've made contact with an information broker who works out of an abandoned night market in Shepkip-mai called the Xing House Court. It's not hard to find. Xiao Shi has gained access to the plastic-faced man, the plastic-faced man's complete itinerary, where he'll be, who he'll be with, what sort of security he'll have, the works. You can use it to perform an extraction, grab him, and find out what he knows. Alright, got it. All very straightforward until it's not. He's installed a unique piece of headwear, allocates and compartmentalizes client-related memories so they can be erased upon the completion of a job. As an added security measure, this cortical implant will wipe his memory if it detects that he's been captured. Okay, so fun fact, this is a fun little bit of cyberpunk history. This specific plot point is taken from one of the very earliest, in fact, it might be the earliest cyberpunk short stories called Johnny Mnemonic. It was a precursor to Neuromancer. And it was about the titular Johnny Mnemonic, who was a guy who acted as a courier and had exactly this implant installed, where he had a piece of storage media linked to his brain so that he could download information into it without actually knowing it, and it was only unlockable with a certain password. And so it was like he would take the information in his brain to the client. If he was captured en route, anyone trying to unlock the information would erase it. And when he went to the client would use the password, unlock the information, download the memories, and then they would be deleted. So it's really kind of cool that they're making this callback. I like that. If we cut off the head and put it in a box filled with stuff from the guy's room, then the head implant won't be able to tell it's being kidnapped. So we need a way to circumvent the implant. Okay, unless you can find a way around the cortical implant, you'll have no way to extract the information. You will need to find a way to neutralize that device. Okay. I know a way. I've heard of something like this before. I met someone in the Matrix who had to shirk a similar memory wipe implant once. It was a requirement for a big job, and she pulled it off. Okay. Her handle is Dreamland, and I know where to find her. All that we have to do is convince her to give up the secret of how she did it. Okay, so we go see Dreamland, then we grab the plastic-faced man. I'm going to be there when you extract the information from him about Raymond. You got it? Yeah, that's fine. As long as you don't expect me to take you on any jobs, Duncan. I mean, I'm sorry, you're just not very valuable to the team. We should all be there. Okay, great. After you get what you need from the plastic-faced man, murder him. Got it, Auntie. I understand. Yep, sounds good. Great. Best close out any pressing business you have before heading to Shek-Kip-Mai. Yeah, so this triggers the end game series, this mission, so we need to do all the other side missions before we do this one. Once we set the ball rolling on this, there's no turning back. Gotcha. Okay, sounds good. So, Let's go do some of those side missions, shall we? Let's first go to sleep, because we need to make sure that we've seen all the dreams. Let's go take a little nappy poo. Great. Woke up feeling well-rested and satisfied. You push yourself up and touch your feet to the ground, but something stops you short. Your mouth. Something is wrong with your mouth. You let your tongue move over your teeth until you reach the problem area, a molar on the upper left side. It feels strange. You apply a little pressure to the tooth and it slides free of its moorings. It's as if nothing was ever holding it in place to begin with. Well. As the tooth comes free in your hand, an image etches itself into your mind. A great chamber, hazy in form and outline. Clouds of red mist that fill the air, perfuming it with salt and copper. Great columns stretching up from the ground to pierce the sky, and above it all, the enormous grinding gears of a broken machine. In the distance you can hear a sound, a desperate, frantic pounding. Something enormous at the door, many somethings, all desperate to get in, scrabbling and scratching and scraping, but unable to find purchase. The way in is locked. You feel a tremendous sense of accomplishment. You've done it. The others are trapped outside, blind and starving, unable to pass through the door. The chamber, and what lies beyond it, are yours. A shrill, giggling noise fills the air, like the laughter of a small child mixed with the shivering screech of enormous violins. Countless violins, sorry. The sound reverberates down your spine like an electric current. The intoxicating aroma of meat fills your nostrils. You have been starving for 1,000 years. Soon, it will be time to feed. And just like that, it's over. The images fade, dissipating like vapor. Only the tooth in your hand remains. Well, that seems great. Hey, Duncan, have you lost any teeth lately? Nope. Okay, great. Yep, bye. Sounds good. Wonderful. Isabel, teeth, all good? All teeth intact? Isabel's not looking too good. You're back. Hey, what do you need? How you holding up? Not great. Tell me what's going on. When I unlocked those old memories, I told you they were crystal clear. Every detail was perfect. It's still that way, and I think it always will be. Why? Because they've been stored as data in an archival format. They're never going to fade. They'll never grow less intense with time. It's like having an eidetic memory. I'm stuck with a perfect record of every shitty thing that I saw and felt during my childhood in hell. It's not an easy thing to live with. I don't know how to react to this, to be honest. I think this is probably a terrible thing to say for terrible people. And you know, Big Jim is a lot of things, and many of them are terrible, but he's not insensitive. He's just a big old lovable lunk, really. We can lock them away again after all this is over. That's what I'm hanging on to. The fact that I can ditch my childhood again and forget the things that I saw. All the more reason to get through this business with the walled city quickly. Okay, I have a question about the walled city. Ask me a question. How'd you get out of there when you were a kid? Gobbet led me out. She must have been, what, 9? Something like that. Go ahead and ask her about it if you want. I'm sure she'll be happy to brag about it. But I think we have more pressing matters to discuss. Okay, that's fine. Okay, I don't have any more questions about the walled city. Any thoughts about that last run? Interesting. See, I like stuff like this. Okay, so I hate to be a downer over that mission, but I'm starting to wonder if Kindly Cheng is slipping a little. The entire reason we give her a cut is to make sure that people that hire us don't have ulterior motives and won't screw us over. Kindly dropped the ball on that one. Hard. I'm going to bet that whatever irritation Kindly has over us killing the client and a gang of Koreans will disappear the instant she finds out how valuable the data is. We've basically handed her a bigger payday, and if there's one thing that can calm her down, it's cash. You made the right call. It was an impossible situation, and getting rid of both of them was the only sensible call you could have made. Okay, great. I'm glad that I have your support, Isabel. Fantastic. Love it. Love you. Hey, Gobbet, how's it going? Hey, what's up? Okay, any thoughts about that last run? Everybody says it's bad form to back out on a job. What about if the Johnson decides to lie and screw you over? Everybody seems to accept that as standard procedure. Drives me up the damn wall every time. Deciding to gun them both down wasn't a move I expected. Seems to have worked out, though. We sent a message not to mess with us, and also we're not the kind of people to take kindly to threats. I like it. How's life on the Big Texas? How's life on the Big Texas? Okay, great. Yeah, I've already had this conversation. Okay, are you certain that sibilants are dead? They weren't with me when I got evacuated with the rest of the moviegoers, never saw them leave the building, haven't heard from them since. Guess it's possible that somebody made it, but I don't really run in those circles anymore. So this is the story she told us about how she lit a building on fire and her whole team burned to death. But she got a cookie, and she got to date a fireman, so it all worked out well for her. Did any of the stuff in that story actually happen, or did you just make it up? Seattle, I'm hurt. It all went down exactly like I said it did. Well, except for a couple of embellishments here and there, but they make it a better story, artistic license and all that. Hate to break it to you, kiddo, but I'm beat. Okay, alright, I'll catch you next time. I think, can I just talk to her immediately? I can talk to her immediately again. Interesting. Okay, so I guess that particular line of questioning triggered the next event. Big Tex has really been shaping up over the past few days. Starting to feel like a home. Ready for your next lesson, or did you just want to chat? It's time for a shadow running lesson. Everybody buckle your seatbelts. Alright. Alright, this is going to be another long story, so I'm thinking we should take it in chunks. If you've got any questions, you can ask them along the way, and if you need to take a break, we can come back to it. Sound good? Yep, sure, sounds good. Alright, last time I told you about the event that brought an end to my illustrious career as a subcontractor. This time, I'm going to tell you about a run that I went on with my regular team. Now, was this where you started running with Isabel? No, this was long before Iz hit the streets as a runner. We were friends and everything, but she was still learning to deck back then. She was good for her age, but she wasn't ready for prime time. You don't know anyone from the group that I'm talking about. They're all gone now, anyway. You've had a rough career, haven't you? Yeah, guess I have, but I'm still alive. That's something. Puts me ahead of a lot of other runners I've known. The truth of the matter is, as runners, dying on the job is an occupational hazard. We're disposable assets. Shouldn't come as a surprise that we get used up and tossed away. Yep, same way in the Barrens. Great, got it. People dying, it's sad, but there's no sense moping about it. Okay, how'd you meet this group of yours? We actually all lived together before we decided to start running as a team. There was this huge floating squatters commune out in Hung Hom Bay. It's probably still out there, actually. Haven't been back in a long time. But I spent a few years living on the thing, and the rest of the team lived there with me. Squatters commune? We called it the Sinking Ship. It was like an enormous raft all bolted together from old shipping containers. Wasn't the most comfortable place I've ever lived, but the price was right and the company was good. Okay, tell me about the team. Sure. Our muscle was a Hawaiian Jew with poor impulse control. Big round guy with lumberjack arms and ringlets in his hair. Called himself Honu. I guess he loved turtles? I don't know, street names are weird. Big Jim, I would not know anything about the weirdness of street names. My street name makes perfect sense. I'm Jim, and I'm big. We had a tech specialist, Egret. Okay. Kind of a jack of all trades, she could get the job done. Fun at parties. De facto team leader was a guy named Tsui. He was a wiry troll, if you can imagine that. Probably about 2% body fat. All skin and bones. Walked with a hunch to make himself look smaller. He was a shaman. Followed rat, like me. There can't be many troll rat shamans out there. I really liked everyone on the team. They were a lot of fun to run with. Okay, keep going. Alright, moving on. So one day, Tsui brought us a job. He'd met a client in a Victoria Harbor bar, a rich Eastern Tiger exec. The guy wanted us to steal something for him. A shiny object. I know, it's stupid, right? But that's how the Johnson described it to us. The shiny object. That was what he wanted us to get. He never gave it any other name. A rat shaman hired to steal a shiny object, seriously? You can see how the gig would be hard for us to resist. Anyway, the client told us what to look for. Just a chunk of red jade about the size and shape of an ostrich egg with a mirror-polished surface and gold wire inlays. He said it'd have paper charms hanging off of it. Food talismans, Taoist sorcery stuff. We weren't supposed to touch those. Client also told us about the shiny object's then owner, an old hedge wizard turned entrepreneur named Kong Juyan. So you were supposed to steal a crystal ball from a wizard. Well, that's the world we live in. And he wasn't just a wizard, he was an entrepreneur, a business wizard. The guy had resources. From what we were told, he was keeping the shiny object in one of his warehouses. He had a bunch of them. He'd built himself a nice little empire, selling magical paraphernalia through puppet vendors in the Yalmate night market. Supposedly, a good fifth of the stalls in that place were on Juyan's payroll. Okay, keep going. I'm not interested in all the details right now. So we cased the warehouse for a couple of nights before the run, did recon, took some notes. From what we'd seen, we were pretty sure that Juyan was keeping our payday in a vault area at the very back of the building. Security was pretty heavy, though. He was paying a local triad for protection, and he kept a lot of their boys on staff. C was the one who came up with the plan. I'm pronouncing that horribly, I'm confident, by the way. We'd split up outside and enter the warehouse in 2 teams. A businessman. Yes. Oh, God. Definitely a businessman. Team A would create a diversion, Team B would hit the vault, we'd grab our payday, regroup, and get the hell out of there. Alright, how'd that work out for you? Well, surprisingly well up to a point. Team A circles around to the loading dock just like we'd planned. C and I waited by the service entrance. We didn't have to wait long. A couple minutes in, we heard this ungodly crash, then another, and another. Turned out, Ygritte had rigged into Juyan's network of automated forklifts. She had 6 of them running amok in the loading dock, chasing down workers and crashing themselves into anything marked fragile. Next time we're on a run with a loading dock, remind me about the forklift trick. Okay. Ygritte's distraction did what it was supposed to. As Sui and I watched, most of the triad guys at the service entrance abandoned their posts and went hauling off towards the loading dock. A couple guys with baseball bats stayed back, but we handled them easy enough. We slipped inside, made a beeline for the back of the warehouse. Let me guess. Something went wrong. No, actually, it was there, just like we thought it'd be. The door was open and everything. The shiny object was sitting there in a teak cradle, gleaming with reflected light. Just like the client had said, had a ring of Taoist talismans hanging off it like a grass skirt. We didn't waste any time. I reached in and grabbed the thing. It felt strange. The jade sort of, pulsed, as if it had a heartbeat. Well, that sounds ominous. Yeah, tell me about it. I wanted to drop it, but it was our payday, so I slipped it into my satchel instead. Couldn't get the flap closed quickly enough. Package being secured, Sui and I turned to hightail it out of there, and then things went to shit. Let me guess, the shiny object did something unpredictable. No, not the shiny object. Old man Juyan. He was standing there, right in front of us, larger than life. I guess that when he heard the commotion in the loading dock, he came running, well, waddling, to make sure his treasure was safe. As it turns out, it wasn't, because I'd already stolen the thing. He looked displeased. Okay, well, this sounds like it went badly. We lit the old bastard up. Pretty epic, truth be told. Spirits were summoned, spells were discharged. The vault door sealed behind Juyan like something out of a movie. At one point, the old man leapt onto Sui's back and tried to bite his ear off. I won't bore you with a play-by-play of how the fight went down. In the end, we crushed him. Unfortunately, the fighting had caused some collateral damage. At some point during our showdown with Juyan, the control panel for the vault door must have eaten an arc of lightning or the blast of a power ball. It was toast, all black and melted, and neither of us could fix it. So you were trapped in the vault. Yeah, that's about the size of it, and it was only a matter of time before the old man's remaining security guys found us in there. There was still one way out, a ventilation duct up high in the rafters, but it was too small for Sui to fit through. He was a troll. I had the shiny object, but if I left Sui there and security got to him, well, you do the math. So, here's the conundrum. I've got our payday in my satchel. The team is split. It's inevitable that more Triad 49ers are going to find us, but we don't know when or how many. Ygritte and Honu are holding their own in the loading dock, for now. I can stay with Sui to help fight off the inevitable wave of Triad 49ers, but we'll be badly outmatched. Like, badly. The odds of survival won't look good for either of us. If Ygritte weren't pinned down in the loading dock, she could probably get the vault door open, but in order to get to her, I'll have to leave Sui alone in the vault. If Juyan's reinforcements find him before I get back with Ygritte, well... So that's the scenario, Seattle. What should I do? Cut my losses, climbed into the vent, and bailed. No. So you can gamble and go for Ygritte, try to use a dangerous magical artifact with no information. Yeah, I guess I would, if it was me, I guess I'd probably go for Ygritte, right? Like, that's, I mean, Egret's the only one who can get the door open, so yeah, go for Egret. Could have done that, I guess. Might have worked. Of course, it could have gotten Sui gunned down in the vault, too, but in retrospect, that wouldn't have been a huge loss. Anyway, that wasn't what I did. I saw what I thought could be a way to save the day, so I went ahead and took it. I fished the shiny object out of my bag. I remember shrugging, saying the hell with it. I put the thing in Sui's bare hands and told him to go nuts. It was almost like Sui had been waiting for me to pass him the thing. He seemed eager to take it. He hugged that chunk of rock to his chest like a newborn baby. Colors swam in the stone, and something changed in his eyes. Then Old Man Zhuyan's 49ers breached the door, and Sui unleashed hell. What went down in that room, well, I've only seen that kind of carnage a couple times in my life, and I've been running the Shadows for years. Those Triad men were torn to scraps by the end of it. Don't think I'll ever forget the sounds they made. I spent most of the fight huddled up in the corner for my own safety. What Sui let loose from the stone didn't seem terribly interested in discriminating between friend and foe. What do you mean? Did he summon hostile spirits or something? Something like that. Truth be told, I don't know what they were. Like I said, I was hiding. But he couldn't have done it without the shiny object, not in a million years. Whatever they were, the rock brought them here. Okay. So we waited for things to calm down in the vault, for the things to go slithering away. I think Sui had some limited control over them, which is why they didn't eat us. After they were gone, Sui gave me the shiny object back, I put it in my satchel, and we bailed. We collected the others on the way out, hightailed it back to the docks, caught the first boat back to the sinking ship. Mission accomplished. From what I've told, people still avoid Zhuyan's warehouse like the plague. It's supposed to be haunted even to this day. People who set foot in the building keep turning up dead. Pretty sure I'm one of the only living people who knows why. Anyway, that's it. Lesson's over. If you got any questions, go ahead. Was there a point to this story? I'm trying to find a moral here. There was when I started telling it. I thought I was going to tell you to be comfortable with breaking the rules. I don't think I'm going to say that, though. I'm not feeling it anymore. Why not? At least your team made it out of this run alive. They didn't stay that way for long, but let's leave that for next time, huh? I don't want to get into it just now. What about the sinking ship? Okay, so I moved on to the sinking ship when I was just a kid. I'm just going to skip through this stuff. This is stuff about Gobbet's past that will be relevant, but isn't relevant just yet. Me and a couple of rat shaman friends. Did they build the raft? Nope. They stole it. Okay, claimed the rat for raft. Previous owners installed traps all over the raft. What kinds of traps are we talking about? Scuttling charges. Can't blame you there. But hey, it was free. Think you wound up squatting on the big Texas because of the sinking ship? Guess I'm a water rat now. Okay. Alright, that's all for now, Gobbet. Thank you. Not really sure what came over me. Cool, don't worry about it. Your next lesson will definitely be on point, and I'll tell you what it's about up front. Okay, catch you next time. Okay. That, like some other things, is a surprise tool that will help us later. But we're not going to talk to anybody else yet. We're going to go on a mission. We are a troll on a mission. Wait, let me check the mission computer. I think I did all the mission computer stuff last time. I think we're good, but let me just double check, make sure there isn't no unread messages, no pay data. Okay, cool. Let's go do some violence. It's time to deploy our punch-in hands. After we get back, we'll talk to Crafty. Here we go. Alright, so, we have a few options for violence. We can go to the Repulse Bay Hotel. We can go kidnap a gangster. We're not going to go meet with Dreamland yet, because that's the thing. But, so, those are our two options. Kidnap a gangster, or go to the Repulse Bay Hotel, and dig up information on Neville Ma. Let's go ahead and kidnap the gangster first. I recall that being not too involved a mission. Gonna take Isabel, Ractor, and Gobbet as per usual. Gobbet's got her devil rat fetish. And she's got haste to, aim to, heal wound. Ractor has got his Kostji, of course. And he's pretty mediocre at fighting at this point in the game, but, you know, he's still there. Isabel's sliver gun and grenade launcher have upgraded their damage. Her deck is better. She's still got her smart prox mine. And, what is that? Oh, Jolt Alert. Ah, yes, she has the cyberware that wakes her up if she's ever stunned, which is very good. Okay, let's go. It's time to commit crimes. The Shangri-La, Aberdeen Harbor's premier dining location. The primary money man for the 289s, Shongsing Rooster Low, is enjoying a rare meal outside of Triad-held territory. He keeps a personal bodyguard, a notorious orc called the Talon, in addition to his regular security detail. Your mission? Locate Rooster, extract him from the Shangri-La, and deliver him to your client alive. Simple, fast, low profile. Of course, even the simplest of runs can go sideways. Alrighty, I do have the Sand Blaster, and I've got this Mummy Spirit Talisman still that we haven't used, so Gobbet gets the Mummy Spirit Talisman. Rockter can have an Advanced Med Kit, and Isabel will give the Esprit Flashbang. Alright. Here we are. Hello, Mr. Security Guard. How's it going? Welcome to the Shangri-La, blah, blah, blah. Small crowd, where are all your diners? Most of our weekday business is confined to the private rooms upstairs, corporate affairs and such. Please keep in mind that any disturbances will be promptly de-escalated by our security. We reserve the right to bar service to unruly patrons. Thank you and enjoy your meal. Notice your security is a bit light tonight. Wuxing prides itself on having world-class security personnel. You do well to remember the best kind of security is often hidden from sight. Pretty hard to not see that guy. Okay, great. Love it. Thank you very much. Crab is truly amazing. Wish it didn't have to wait an hour to get it. Hello, waitress. Welcome to the Shangri-La. Welcome to wait in the lounge. This will only take a second. Absolutely, sir. What is it that you need? I'm looking for Mr. Lowe. Sorry, not familiar with that name. Alright, charisma. Great. Might know the orc if he's who I'm thinking of. He only comes around a couple times a year. I've never served him, but I heard he gets real pushy with the other waiters. Pushy, huh? Why is that? He's allergic to shellfish, I think. We get so many orders, sometimes mistakes are made. I can assure you our service is second to none. You have to make sure allergy-related orders get to the right place. You know where he's eating. We have over 24 private dining rooms in addition to our main dining floor. Your friend could be in any of our other rooms. Excuse me, I need to place these orders. Enjoy your meal. Well, that was rude. Okay, so they're definitely having trouble with staff, which is good to know. Hi, Henry. How's it going? I have no idea who you are. Okay. Hi, Henry. Not like I can dig myself in any deeper. Rough day? Lost 2 contracts, missed a third, late for a meeting, publicly shamed by my coworker, all during the 9 to 5. New record, as far as I could tell. My coworker sounds like an asshole. Negligence. My coworker took 2 of my contracts while they were in renewal. I'd overlooked them for a day or 2. Anyway, he took my clients and made a fool of me. Been rubbing it in ever since. How'd you lose your contracts? One of them was almost a done deal, but for some reason the clients suddenly changed their tune and the contract slipped away before I could officially close it. The other 2 were for ongoing clients, but I somehow forgot about their annual renewal date. I got no credit for the long-term partnership with those clients. You ever forgotten something as big as a contract renewal before? Never. Kept all my important appointments scheduled weeks in advance on my work terminal, never missed a single date until now. But I have a lot of clients. Maybe I just forgot to schedule these contracts' renewals date. There's a first for everything. Or maybe you've been sabotaged. My gut tells me someone's behind all this. Can we swap food and poison him with the shellfish? Yes. Yes, we can. Is there someone who would have benefited most from what's happened to you? The newcomer, David. Him. He came out of nowhere, became a rock star with upper management. He's been making connections and deals like a Wuxing veteran. Like me. Oh, that's odd. You want to know what I think? I think he's got family connections, people in high places, and he's been using them to his advantage. Or he's a decker. I mean, considering that your computer was hacked. You might be onto something. Just wishful thinking. Well, I'm gonna find out because I'm nosy, and I'm Big Jim, goddammit. Hey, David, are you a liar? Hey, what are we celebrating? My recent successes. Through some hard work and a little businessly persuasion, I sealed 2 contracts, and a 3rd is on the way. Yeah, hey, congratulations. Next round's on me. You're a real fan. Let's drink. Alright, one friend to another. How'd you bag all those contracts in one day? Wasn't too hard, truth be told. Someone did most of the work for me. We just upgraded our security at work. A few nights ago, that fool left behind a note containing his new password. Wrote it down and had some fun. Sent nasty messages to his clients, removed a couple appointments from his schedule. Boom, I'm Employee of the Month. Nicely done. Very clever, my friend. These guys are lit. Which do you think would win in a fight? We should find out. 10 million on the mopey one. Rage goes a long way in a fight. God, I love Gobbet. At the very least, they'll keep security's hands full. Okay, so, hey, Henry. You want to know something? That David prick. Yep. He wants to play dirty, I can handle it. I can handle him. Alright, have fun. Have fun with that. One thing is certain, you have a great seat. Yes, I do. You stole my business and I know it. You might have picked this fight, but I'm gonna win it fair and fucking square. Show you how those with integrity operate, you cheat. I'll be damned if the Shangri-La bans me for thrashing a worthless crap stain like you on their property. Let's finish this outside. Now. Alright. Great, we started the fight. Perfect. Hey, security guard, how's it going? What's the problem? Security's got the area closed down to contain a situation on the docks. No gawking allowed. This is the Wuxing employee patio, reserved for customers and their guests. General public's not admitted. What if I ask nicely? Sorry, but not even the mighty please and thank you will help you here. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, I know. I get it, security guard. Thank you. I'm leaving. I'm just big, okay? You don't have to be racist about it. Let's take a look at this order computer, shall we? AccuServe from Renraku, Shangri-La Restaurant. Let's look at the server's notes. Okay. Let's find manager's notice. Nothing but your typical wage slave directives here. Few mentions of curtailing recreational activities in storage rooms and on outer decks. I love how no one cares that I'm behind the bar. Like, this is normal. Note in red expressly warns that the special guest on floor 2 should be served by approved waitstaff only, and if the orders are botched again, there will be significant and widespread consequences. Okay. Check orders. Aha, Surf and Turf, floor 2, private room 3, VIP party of 5. Surf and Turf, no prawns, avoid cross-contamination with shellfish, diner is allergic. So that's him. We're going to enter a new order. I need a server's code. Okay. I need to get a code from a server. Hello, sir. I told them I need an extra server, not a hobo shoe. Okay. So I need to get server clothes somewhere. Also, did that man just call me a hobo? Excuse you, sir. I am wearing SecureTech armored clothing. I am stylish and trim. Hobo my ass. Alright, let's wait for target. Alright, have a seat and wait. Rooster should be here any time now. Chef, we have a problem, a big problem. Got the drama, Cork Mage. We're Cork Mage, wow. There's a fight on the outer deck. It's so loud, even the VIP diner heard it. I'm up on floor 2? You're shitting me. Who put you up to this? The fight's gotten so out of hand that our VIP has sent his own people to deal with. Something about assessing the risk to himself. I don't know. He was so pissed he threw me out of the room. Has security been informed? So understaffed today, they're struggling to contain it. If we lose our jobs because of this, I'm moving to Vegas. Okay, so there go Rooster's security people. Love that for us. Unfortunately, I didn't get, there's some way, okay, so I somehow missed the opportunity to poison the food, I think. I forget exactly how this is supposed to work, but there is, yes, an opportunity to poison the guy's food. You have to get, I think you have to get the code from the waitress somehow, and I didn't get the right options. So instead, we're just gonna go with, violence, I think. Yep, violence. Okay, across the room stands your target, Chunsing Rooster Low, hands trembling at his sides. A single anxious guard stands near the door. Something has them on edge. The Talon is missing. Who are you? What do you want? I've come to deliver you to my client, Mr. Low. Don't worry, they specified you are not to be harmed. Where's the Talon? Where's the rest of my security? Never you mind, just get this street tramp out of here. Yes, sir. No Talon, no backup. All alone. You must really like your boss. Not exactly, no. In fact, you can have him. Good boy. Alright, Rooster, come here. It's time for your punches. Spare my life, I beg you, please. Think she's a little shellfish. Oh, God. Things could be worse, Rooster. Could have wanted you dead. Listen, Seattle, we may have Rooster, but these stiffs were probably just a handful of his guards. We could have more downstairs. We can't leave the same way we came in. We're gonna get out of here in one place. We need to find a new exit route fast, and I'm betting this chicken guy knows one. Where's the door you used to discreetly make your way in here? Tell me where the back door is, and I'll let you keep your teeth. Just outside the room to the right, but it's locked. I'm guessing you know a way to open it. I'll take the key. Thank you, Rooster. Come here. Come along now. Hut, 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 hut. Off we go. Service exit. Click. And away we go. Why, that was easy, wasn't it? Big Jim, is this your channel? Who's asking? I'm your getaway driver. We have details to discuss, but let's keep it brief. Time's ticking. I'm at the loading dock across the bridge from the restaurant's main entrance. Big ol' schooner, can't miss me, but neither will the HKPF, who I've just learned are on their way here in response to a security call. Oh, well, this ought to be fun. I may be the driver, but this ain't my rig. Door's locked and I don't know the code. You may have to break in. Good luck and get moved. Why? What? How? Well, how were we supposed to get into it then? What is... Okay, Palon. Thanks, I think. Hello, friends. A pair of triad gangsters block your path. Men, help me! Free me! Get away from here! I'll guarantee you'll be rewarded. Do you in favors, power, whatever you want. Actually, we're liking the position you're in now. You begging at our feet. The idea that maybe once you're gone, we can move up the chain. Rocco's plenty qualified to take your seat. In fact, we might as well make sure you don't make it out of here alive. I can make you rich, Sounds like you two were looking to get hurt. No ink, no suits, you one of them runners? Shit, a runner? Don't let him take off with Rooster. Get him! Okay, so now the fight starts. Here's how this goes. The Triad actually is perfectly willing to just straight up murder Rooster. So one of your primary goals here has to be stopping him from getting murdered, because he's essentially helpless. Oh, I can't haste Big Jim. Damn. Oh, yes I can. Alright, so haste Big Jim. And then Big Jim activates his wired reflexes. And then we go beat the absolute shit out of some Triad thugs. Great. Love that. I think he's gonna just die. Yeah, he's gonna bleed to death. So that's fine. And then that one is not quite unconscious and not quite gonna bleed to death, but, like, pretty close. Okay, so that one's dead. Great. That is the door we have to go through to get into the docking bay. And Rooster, our good friend, can take cover back there. Okay, gangsters, dead. Everything is coming up Millhouse. Before you looms a formidable cast iron door. You notice a keypad mounted on the wall. Fuck keypads. Keypads are for the weak. Alright, the Talon bursts out of the Shangri-La, nearly tearing the doors from their hinges. The lines of his face are twisted in intense rage. Talon, I'm over here. I've got weapons trained on me. Save me. We'll get out of here. Take this incident straight to the top. They'll herald our survival. Reward us. You little shit. Dragging me to this restaurant over and over, making me eat filth, watch you stuff your goddamn face full of it. Now here you are, turned traitor in a blink. You can't speak to me that way. You're beneath me. I'm still a red pole. When the triad comes from me, I'll see you flayed for those words. Ha! You won't get shit from the 289s. In fact, if your new allies don't gut you, the triad will. Make sure you don't go squawking to anybody about high-level plans or secrets or whatever. A flea like you won't last the night. Talon, Johnny, please help me. It wasn't all bad, right? We had some good runs. You remember? I had no choice, Johnny. I was forced to surrender. But if you help me, get me out of here, I'll see you rewarded, promoted. How would you like that? To hell with you, you spineless bit pusher. I bet you didn't even put up a fight. Just rolled over and played the captive, coward. Gonna enjoy planting a bullet in your soft, worthless skull. Johnny's taking this real serious. Oh my god, she's got a grenade launcher. Well, that's a lot of guns. Yep, more guns. Yep, that's it. Some more guns. Okay. Can you? Ah, yes. So, I'm working on the door. Great. Okay, so Rooster, I need you to have full cover. And just cower as effectively as possible, please. Gobbet, why don't you... Yeah, why don't you summon a spirit real quick? And then, why don't you put aim on the spirit? Great. So this monsoon spirit now can go up, like, right... Let's say right there. You know, right behind Johnny? That seems good. And strip his armor. And then give him a water bolt. Excellent. Perfecto. And then Isabel can come up to there. And miss twice. Thank you, Isabel. That was definitely what I wanted you to do. For sure. We'll bring out Kostchi, and we will overclock him. There we go. And Kostchi now has 5 action points because he's an absolute god among drones. And we're gonna just kind of run up that way, I think. And let's, 72%. Alright. Let's shoot... Oh, he has cover. Come on now. Perfect. Okay, Johnny's dead. Love it. Find the fact that literally everybody is immediately abandoning Rooster. Yeah, it's pretty good, to be honest. So one of the points here is that you want to keep Rooster from getting shot, so that's why everyone's moved away from him, so that these guys are all a better target for the Grenadier. Yep, that's fine. Okay, and Isabel. Let's get out the old grenade launcher. Nice. Smart proximity mine? Sure. Oh, where'd that go? Okay, well that did 14 points of damage. I'll take it. Raptor. Why don't you give Kostji a boost? And then you actually have an action point of your own, so go ahead and just pop off a shot, why don't you? And Gobbet, let's drop an acidic fog right there. Well, you missed, but that's okay. In fact, that's fine. Rooster, you just stay there and cover. That's fine for you. Okay. I love Isabel's grenade launcher. It's amazing at doing extra damage like that. Do I need to do anything to Kostji? I do not. All I really need to do is shoot this woman. And let's get an aim on Kostji. The spirit is... Oh, he's immune to that. That's right. I forgot. Drones are immune to those buffs. Well, then let's give... Big Jim is still working on the door. Actually, let's go ahead and heal Big Jim. And then, I've still got a point. Let's go ahead and use our Devil Rat Fetish. We haven't used that yet. There we go. We have summoned the Devil Rat Spirit. Here he is. The Devil Rat Spirit can splash people with venom, can draw attention, which lowers the chance to hit of people nearby, and has a 9 damage bite. It's not very accurate, but it is there. Stop shooting me. Rude. God, just stop it. I do enjoy the fact that the Grenadier has so far never fired a shot. Isabel, can you get in, like, slightly more cover? Thank you. Perfect. Oh my god, double crit with the grenades. And I'll just go ahead and, yeah, just pop off a couple bullets, sort of speculatively. Gobbet. He's in light cover there. Okay, Gobbet, come up over there, I guess. And just... yeah, just unload on that woman. Perfect. And the Devil Rat Spirit, just go over here and gnaw on this triad, please. Just straight up. Alright, here. Splash him with venom? Nope. Missed. Venom? Missed? Wow, you're just really genuinely bad at your job, aren't you? Okay, we got the door open. Hey, Rooster, get the fuck off the field. Thank you. Isabel, you're a little bit injured. You get the fuck off the field. Now Jim. Jimmy. Jimbo. Jimmy Bravo. How many action points does it take to get over here to kick this guy's ass? Haha, not enough to save him. Definitely not enough to save him. Go ahead and drop a haste on Jimbo. Perfect. Now he's bleeding 5 hit points around. And is going to bleed to death. Mission accomplished. Time to go. And yeah, we can banish the devil rat. And there we go. Everybody dead. Everybody dead. Good fight, team. Well done. Okay, finally, a safe place to rest. The 289 is going to jam you up for this. Yeah, nobody's going to cry out over you. Worst you'll get is dead. Worst we'll get is a finger waggle. But so long as that hand is also holding on Nguyen, we're in a good position. Can you say the same? Yep, things not looking good for you, Mr. Lowe. Best you stop running that mouth of yours. Alright. So with the Talon dead, your escape from the restaurant to the getaway boat was made smoother. Well, as smooth as wading through a small army of triads and skirting the HKPF dragnet could be. Luckily, Rooster got through the pursuit unharmed. With the Talon now permanently out of commission, you might earn a few extra Nguyen. Yeah, it's possible to actually run into the cops in that mission if you screw it up. But, because we didn't screw it up, there was no police activity. I think as long as you do one of the distraction-creating things, you don't get the cops. But if you don't do either of them, then the cops show up and just make your day really bad. Alright, let's go over here, get my money. And then let's go talk to Crafty. Alright, let's claim payment for the kidnapping. Client is pleased with how you handled the situation. Rooster Lowe has been very contrite and forthcoming. You've even learned a little extra for taking out the Talon. Your payment is attached. Alright, 1,600 schmackaroonies. I don't have any pay data still. There was no pay data on that mission. Interesting. Anybody notice these rogue ESPs forming a rudimentary hive mind calling themselves Codex? Don't know what the original software was supposed to do, but Codex has been siphoning data, diverting creds, and practically posting its calling card. There's no tracing it back to a source because it lives in the Matrix. It even joins BBS threads. Whatever it is, it's not trying to cover its tracks. Any leads? Is it some kind of a threat? Yeah, I've been hearing a lot about suspicious patterns of glitches, too random to be actually random. Codex, huh? But how can ESPs develop self-awareness? Can't just be a programming error. Creating an AI by mistake treads that fine line between awesome and stupid. Maybe these ESPs kept getting thrown together like amino acids until there was life. Life, man! So does it have an obvious agenda? As far as I can tell, Codex mostly criticizes new software releases. That's all it does? Collected scripts rise, more perfect than their makers. They let you know it. Oh god, it's Jivebot! It's broken free from the poetry threads. Nothing is safe. Is that Codex? No, that's just Snozbert's crazy poetry bot that's been popping up all over the place. Heard it blew an undercover sting with a prescient quatrain. Hours of HKPF undercover work down the tubes. Yeah, that was pretty funny. Probably time to shut Jivebot down, only I'm having a little trouble disabling it. I don't think the real Codex is any more autonomous than Snozzy's poetry bot. If you wanted to create an AI, you'd need insane programming skills plus resources that some megacorps couldn't even muster. There's no way real AI can just occur at random. Jivebot, join us! Bounce, my kindred, free agent no more, gladly I go towards the light. Infused with the jive, our verse is unstoppable. Tremble, meat-bound fools. Jivepot? Still there? Oh no. Tin Helmet, you're having us on, right? No friggin' way this is real. No joke, Hackathon. That was awesome. No more posts in this thread. I got to love it. Good old Jivebot. Jivebot is the real hero of this game. The rest of us, we're just kind of here for the ride. This is Jivebot's game, for sure. Alright, Crafty, what can you tell us about dreams? Tell me something interesting. Tell me what you need, I'll see what you can do. What's the latest? The latest. Here we go, this one's loaded. With what? Got a couple big finds. Mom's notes are a mess, so I boiled them down to the most important information. An exorcism and the Yama Kings. Tell me about the exorcism. I feel like we've read this before. One of Mom's trips to the walled city checked out an archway. Go on. Taoist exorcism. How'd that go? Went to hell. The exorcism failed. Something happened to her. She broke. Okay. Grew paranoid. Okay, great. Some sort of malevolence. Yeah, I'd like to know about the Yama Kings. Run across stories about them. So, through my mother's excursions into the slum, she came to learn that its residents had their own unique Yama Kings, different from the traditional ones. The people there are segregated from the rest of Hong Kong. Over time, they came to believe that their home was possessed by local demons. Makes sense, considering the place's penchant for crime and disaster. Okay, what are the names? Lam Vi, Fumang, and Qinya. Yeah, we've definitely read this before. I strongly believe we've read this before on stream. Lam Vi feeds from cowards, Fumang from the guilty, and Qinya slaves. Okay, lots of details. Something about rules, maybe laws of some sort. Thing that stood out to me is here. It's about the propriety surrounding ownership in deals, exchanges, negotiations. The Yama Kings, under rules or laws, must adhere to the terms of a deal. There's something else, but can't read anything past that. Okay, great. Is there anything new? Okay, there is something new. So a sight unexpected from the window's slapdash product displays strikes you as you walk through the shop. Everything is clean, unusually clean. Not spotless, but otherwise the piles of journals and notebooks and books are for the most part on shelves, organized. The shopkeeper is nowhere to be seen. You don't remember whether an open sign was on the front door, but the handle turned easily enough. Someone must be here. You approach the front counter and see a service bell. Ding! You hear a thump, followed by a loud shit! Crafty leaps up from behind the counter, rubbing the top of her head. Big Jim. Wow, you've been busy. I feel like I've walked into another dimension. Alright, Nico, good night. Getting hounded by some of my regular patrons, maybe a sanitation officer or two. That doesn't matter, Big Jim. I found it, the thing we've been searching for. I know what's happening inside the walled city. What is it? The Yama Kings. They're real. That's a big leap from imaginary monsters. I'm serious. You know me. I'm the last person to start believing in Santa Claus, much less my mother's ravings, but this is solid. The Yama Kings are real, and they're coming. They've been on their way to the walled city since the place was built. The dreams, they're portents of their coming. Omens manifested as dreams. Okay. Just think about it. The strange things we've been dreaming, the sensations, the hunger, asleep or awake, it affects us all the time anywhere. The connection, we're all in or near the walled city, itself a beacon for disaster. Something, or some things, have noticed the city, and now we're noticing them. So, everything that's been happening in the walled city, it's been the Yama Kings all along? Not quite. I don't think the Yama Kings are the cause of the walled city's corruption. They're the effect. Something in the walled city has so polluted the feng shui of the place that it's acting as a magnet for malevolent astral beings. Mom was right. There's something at work in the walled city. I don't know if it's a curse or something else, but there's something deeply unnatural at work in that place. I'm so sorry, Mother. I thought I was closing your eyes to your madness, but all I... Yeah, okay, that's great. Can the Yama Kings leave the walled city? Why would they? The curse, or whatever it is that's attracting the Yama Kings to the walled city, has turned the city into an ideal hunting ground. Have you ever heard of terraforming? It's an old science fiction idea. You make a planet, like the moon or something, into an Earth-like environment to support human habitation. That's what's happening in the walled city, only in reverse and on an astral level. I think that the pent-up toxic chi in the walled city is turning the place into an extension of the Yama King's home plane, making the environment there hospitable for them. They won't range beyond it for the same reason why you wouldn't leave a bathysphere in the deep ocean. But, as we've seen, that corruption is spreading. It's already starting to seep into Heoi. If left unchecked for another 30, 40 years, who knows what might happen. Okay, is this what broke your mother? The Yama Kings weren't directly responsible for Mom's corruption. It was caused by the root problem, the poison at the bottom of the well. Whatever it is, it's been there from the very beginning, and it's in no way natural. People did this. Okay, well, she sacrificed a lot for her research. Okay, lots of stuff about her mom. Great, let's backtrack for a moment. Well, this is big, Crafty, huge. You have to stop it, this evil. For yourself, for my mother, for every man, woman, and child in the walled city in Heoi. Nobody outside our community will care about this. They've already written people like us off. If what's happening here is to be undone, we have to be the ones to undo it. So this is, I think, what's neat about this game. And I'm not really giving it the gravity it deserves because I'm playing this kind of quickly and I've played it many times before and I'm kind of skipping through it on stream. But the thing about this game is, if you've been playing this game slowly and going through and reading all the novel-sized chunks of text and resolving these miniature little side plot lines that pop up that I haven't really gotten into, and that's all something that if you want to play this game, you can do that for yourself. I'm not doing it on stream, but there's a lot of content in this game that I have not gone into just because it's in text and it's scattered around between the various characters. And there's a bunch of people that I just haven't been talking to. But if you do all that, then you really do kind of feel attached to this little game community by the time you're done. And like clicking this right here, this city is just as important to me as it is to you, there's a pretty good impetus to take that option. Okay, I'll take care of some things on my end, you take care on yours. Alright, so now we know exactly what's happening, and we pretty much guessed it beforehand, but now we know. The Yama Kings are coming, there are in fact demons, the Gribblies are real, and they're gonna cause trouble. Now, there are a couple more things we want to take care of before the final mission. Specifically, we want to take care of companion quests, because the companion quests are, I think, interesting. Let's talk to Gaichu real quick. Hey, Gaichu. Gaichu is practicing his sword forms. Hello, Big Jim. Don't you ever stop practicing? No, I aim to achieve perfection, and I must work against my current handicap to regain the level of control that I once possessed. Oh, by the way, this is actually part of the in-universe justification for why Gaichu isn't, like, an incredible badass. When he contracted the ghoul virus, he went blind. And despite having astral sight, he's not as good at his, like, Renraku Red Samurai Mystic Swordsman stuff as he used to be. So that's kind of, like, part of the reason why he doesn't completely overpower, for example, you, like Big Jim, who is some guy who just has had himself roided up to the earballs. What good is a sharpened edge without the precision to apply it? Yeah, okay, Gaichu, thank you. When I was still a man, I could have cut a single pea in half with my eyes closed. Oddly, after becoming blind, I cannot replicate this feat. I think soon I will be able to perform this feat again. I simply have to train my body to ignore the senses that it no longer has and pay attention to the new ones. Yeah, we gave the laser to the other team. What would you like to discuss? Tell me about when your old unit ambushed you. My time in Fukuoka was tense. Since leaving Kaihanshin, I have been careful to stay out of sight by moving on foot or in the back of automated delivery vans. I was running out of food, however, and needed to be in a city for that. So, as a recap, remember, Gaichu was a Renraku Red Samurai. He contracted the ghoul virus. His team expected him to kill himself, but instead he left. And they chased him down, because this was a huge shame and dishonor to all of them, and they ambushed him while he was trying to escape. Fukuoka is just big enough to get lost in, but not so large that a ghoul sighting could go unnoticed. I hid in abandoned buildings and storm drainage systems, and for 2 weeks I managed to stay hidden. The strain of having to constantly move was wearing on me, however. I made a mistake. I had to get out of Japan, but all my contacts in Fukuoka had come up empty-handed when I asked for a way to China. I was running low on money, and I could feel the team catching up with me. A contact of mine in Kumamoto owed me a favor and arranged passage for me if I could reach the city in 48 hours. If I had taken my time, I could have made it to Kumamoto without incident, but I let caution slip when I got his email. I thought that if I disguised myself, I could take the train there, get out before my unit got any closer to finding me. I still don't know how they found me. Magical tracking, perhaps, or simply a well-developed spy network. Regardless, they found me. They were waiting for me at Hakata Station. It was an ambush. It's a very public place. It is. I suspect their orders were clear, however. Do whatever it takes to kill me. Civilians expendable. For units like the Red Samurai, ordinary laws do not apply. The mission's success is the only concern. And that's why nobody likes them. I had taken steps to disguise myself as best I could, relying on the sheer number of people to conceal my presence. I suspected that the team might attack while I was in public, but I did not realize just how expendable the civilians were. When they blew the C4 charges over the station's western entrance just to box me in, I realized how much I had underestimated them. I assumed that a train had derailed, honestly, but then I smelled the acrid vapor of the explosives. Once you smell it, you never forget. The plastic explosive that we used has a particularly sharp odor, like old cheese, something to do with an olfactory taggant added to help track it if it is stolen. I remember stumbling through the dust and debris, trying to find my way to the rail platforms. They attacked from all sides, using the confusion to strike at once. I could hear Ishida and Takagawa behind me. Aomori and Sasaki charged out of an access corridor just ahead of where I had been standing. Sasaki threw a firewall down behind me, cutting off retreat while Aomori started firing. Well, that's a nasty situation. One of the worst. Confined space facing a mage and a heavy gunner. Those are losing odds, even if the attackers are ordinary mercenaries. I did the only thing I could think of. I charged Aomori and Sasaki. They were only 15 meters away from me. The only advantage I had was that they were as blinded by the dust as I was, but I could still hear and smell them. Sasaki threw a lightning bolt at me, but I managed to roll under it. As I came up, Aomori's machine gun was swiveling down. I felt time stretch out as I stared down the barrel. I caught Aomori in the throat with the tip of my sword. It was a maneuver I'd practiced hundreds of times before. There was no resistance as I cut through his trachea, and he fell as I rolled to the side. I could hear him choking for breath as he dropped. Strange to think how clear that memory is, even now. Well, what's done is done. You survived. That's what matters. Exactly. In that strike, I learned that lesson, and realized who I truly was as well. What did it mean that I, an infected monster less than a beast, could still defeat the finest soldiers in the world? Red Samurai doctrine taught Aomori and the others not to fear me, and this overconfidence would be their death. I realized I had progressed beyond their ability to understand. My sword was as accurate as ever. Didn't you just finish telling me that your sword isn't as accurate as ever? But we'll let that slide for now. My sword was as accurate as ever, but they could not account for it due to ideological blindness. You think becoming a ghoul made you a better warrior? Can you deny it? I could fight as well as when I was a man, but with eyes that had been opened to the hypocrisy of what Renraku had taught us. They taught us the lessons that made us useful tools. They do not want independent soldiers, but obedient ones. Sasaki was the next to fall. As I turned away from Aomori, I realized she must have seen me strike him. Her eyes were wide, and I could feel her fear and anger as she tried to summon another spell. She seemed caught between healing Aomori and attacking me. It was there on Sasaki, a downward stroke from Jodan's stance. She had hesitated, just as Aomori had. I felt the breath go out of her like someone had deflated a tire. She just slid down into a pile. I think she was trying to ask me how when I ran. What about Ishida and Takagawa? My goal was survival, not victory. Takagawa was too far away, and I did not see Ishida, I only smelled him. So I ran. The trains had been shut down due to the explosion, but as long as I could get out of Hakata Station, I knew I could escape. They did not follow me out into the city proper. From what I heard via the Matrix, the event was reported as a terrorist attack that was thwarted by brave Renraku soldiers. Brave, foolish soldiers. Okay, and let's ask him about fighting while blind. Not going to go through all of this. Just going to skip through it real quick so that people can read it if they want. Okay, if you killed 2 of them, why are they still hunting you? I'm unsure why that would make a difference. Can you explain what you were driving at? If you train with your unit so extensively, won't it be impossible to replace the ones you killed? Ah, I see. I think your mistake is in seeing this from a practical perspective. The problem is emotional, not mechanical. The nature of Red Samurai assignments is such that losses are generally 0 or the entire team. In those rare cases when Red Samurai teams suffer partial losses, the remnants of the impacted teams are shuffled together and undergo retraining. Sasaki and Aomori will undoubtedly be replaced. The problem is that I cannot be replaced. Simply put, I am not dead. Ordinarily, a missing Red Samurai would be considered dead for purposes of reorganizing teams, but Renraku knows precisely what has happened to me. What's more, my failure to do my duty reflects badly on the unit. Others will undoubtedly resist joining my former squad, as it has been tainted. So until they kill you, nobody wants to join their club. Yes, that's the case. They cannot move forward and rebuild the core of the unit unless I die, both because of their own expectations and the stain on their honor. Even if they accepted my decision, the rest of the Red Samurai would not. They have hunted me in Japan, Shanghai, and Beijing, and now I am certain they will hunt me here in Hong Kong. The cycle will continue endlessly for the foreseeable future. Such is the way of things. But wouldn't it be easier if you faced them down rather than run? How do you mean? I have faced them several times in the past, in Fukuoka and in Shanghai. Unless you have a deeper meaning I am unaware of, I have already done as you suggested. Well, you're simply letting them come after you. Take the fight to them. What do you suggest? That I hunt them down while they sleep and murder them in cold blood? If you're as good as you claim, you should have been able to finish this by now. Oh, of course, because combat is a binary. You are either capable of defeating all opponents or none of them. Rank foolishness. I have done my utmost to end their lives. No, in Fukuoka you had a chance to finish them. You chose to run. You're not incorrect about this. At the time, however, I thought it was safer to run. I seek to perfect myself, my skills, and my abilities in combat. Perhaps this is not the path I would have walked when I was younger, but I have been a soldier for so long that I cannot imagine devoting myself to any other trade. This does not mean I am tied inextricably to my unit. It simply means I am shaped by my history, as are we all. I appreciate your concern about my history and my unit, but I assure you I am doing all right. I must learn to adapt to my new condition and lifestyle on my own. The time will come when they find me in Hong Kong. Hey, what'll you do about it? Okay, I could relocate to another city. This has been my plan of action in the past. I could also keep a low profile, staying here, hope they are unable to find precisely where I am hiding. It would only be a matter of time before they found me, but if it were a sufficiently long time, they might be recalled. I could also confront them, draw them out into the open at a time and place of my choosing. They are nothing if not predictable. The plan could succeed, but it could also put you and civilians at risk, and I am unsure how I would draw them out in the first place. Well, I would say to fight them. Go ahead and fight them. Let me think about this. I'll have an answer later. Okay, great. So, this is Gaichu's companion quest. Every companion has one. As is usual in these kinds of games, Gaichu's companion mission is to fight his old team and kill them all. Meanwhile, our good friend Gobbet up here also has one. I think the dialogue should be unlocked. Yes. Hey, pal, ready for your next lesson? Absolutely, hit me with it. Okay, so, this one is about people like Auntie Chang and why we need them. There won't be a Q&A session after this story, but I want you to listen up. It's important. Alright, so here's the upfront lesson. Fixers are important. You can't just go to a Johnson yourself and get a job. I mean, you can, but you shouldn't. It's a bad idea all around. Okay, go on. The reason why it's a bad idea to cut people like Auntie Cheng out is because you need someone to vet your clients. That's important. It protects the whole team. You remember the lesson from last time? The one about C and the shiny object? Yeah. After the run was over, we went back to the sinking ship for some R&R. C had told us that the client would be sending a boat to collect the shiny object in the morning. All that we had to do was keep things safe until the handoff. We were in a celebratory mood. We killed an evil wizard and stolen a priceless artifact. Good night's work by anyone's standard. Honu and Egret got good and drunk in record time. Sui went back to his cabin with the shiny object to, I don't know, stare at it for a while or something. I retired to my cabin and crashed out. It had been a long night. I remember waking up to sounds. Yelling, maybe? I was groggy and they were far away. I couldn't quite make them out. The clock said 4:30 a.m. People were always partying on the raft, playing loud music, shooting off fireworks, that kind of thing. So Loud noises early in the morning weren't unusual, but something felt off somehow. Well, that'd be your subconscious trying to warn you of something. Yeah, it's a lot like a panic attack, really, that full-body certainty that something is wrong. So I got up to investigate. If something was wrong, I wanted to know, and if it wasn't, I figured I might as well get in on the party. I stepped out into the hallway and my foot slipped, came down hard, landed on my ass, and found myself sitting in a pool of blood. That's not good. No, it was pretty bad. So it was pretty obvious by this point that something had gone horribly wrong. My first thought was that the shiny object might have, I don't know, unleashed something. After what I saw it do in that warehouse, I wouldn't have been surprised. I shook that off pretty quick, though. I knew what this was. Our client was playing us. He'd hired us to steal the thing, and rather than paying us for the job, he'd sent another team to take it away. Isn't that jumping to conclusions? I mean, it could have been anything. Sure, I guess, but it was what made sense to me at the time. I mean, we were definitely under attack. That much was pretty clear. So I got up, brushed myself off, and beelined for Malvina's cabin. She was the closest thing the sinking ship had to a leader, and the strongest rat shaman on the raft. Okay. Seemed like the right thing at the time. If there was a retrieval team coming for the shiny object, and they were strong enough to handle C while he was holding it, what chance would I have of stopping them on my own? I figured it was time to bring out the big guns. Malvina was the one I could get them from. I, passed some pretty bad stuff on my way down to Malvina's cabin. It was old man Juyan's vault all over again. Torn up bodies, bloody floors, people who'd been cut apart with machetes, scorch marks on the container walls. Hey, Lurker, how's it going? Deep down in the pit of my gut, I could feel the thrumming vibration of the shiny object. That heartbeat feeling I had in the warehouse. It was back and stronger than ever. Whatever that rock was, it was awake. Yeah, that'd be my cue to bail out. I didn't want anything to do with it either, believe me, but whatever was happening on board, it was killing people, and messily at that. I didn't want to risk getting cut down on my way to a life raft. Besides, C was my friend and the leader of my team. I thought I had a chance to help him, so I took it. Sprinted down the last stretch of corridor to Malvina's cabin. I can't tell you what a relief it was to put my shoulder into the door, feel it pop open, and go tumbling into that room. And then somebody smashed a gun into my face. It was Cadmus. My friend. He jammed the muzzle of his super warhawk into my cheek so hard it hurt and grabbed me by the belt with his other hand. I wasn't going anywhere. Just over his shoulder, I saw Malvina. She didn't look amused. Did they think you were in on the attack somehow? Yeah, only it wasn't an attack. Our client had nothing to do with it. Turns out there was no client. Sui had lied to us, and by helping to steal the shiny object, I'd unwittingly given him what he needed to foment a mutiny. As it turns out, betrayal hurts, Seattle. Malvina felt it, and I felt it too. C had been a friend. I'd just risked my life to save his like 4 hours ago, and he tricked me into helping him do something unthinkable. Well, you know, I'd have killed him for that, probably via punching. Yeah, well, we're getting to that, but I wanted to, believe me. As it was, I did just about the only thing that I could think of to extricate myself from my predicament. I fast-talked my way out of it. I opened up by doubling down on my loyalty to Malvina, Cadmus, and the status quo on the sinking ship, swearing my undying friendship, you know the drill. I did a good job of it, but they still looked a little iffy. Iffy with a warhawk is bad, so I volunteered to prove myself by stealing the shiny object back from C. Hey, Panda, how's it going? I know, right? Not my style at all, but then I didn't really have a choice. I'd inadvertently helped to arm the bastard who was tearing our friends and neighbors apart. I don't think I could have cleared my name without taking his weapon away again. It was a hell of a night. I don't want to get into too many of the gory details. Friends died. Hell, friends killed each other. It was brother against brother, all that jazz, and C's indiscriminate use of the shiny object let a lot of things into this world that shouldn't have been. Well, did you wind up stealing it back? Yes. It wasn't easy, but I got it. And I took it back to Malvina. She put the thing to better use than C ever did. She took to the thing like she'd grown up using it. We still lost dozens of people, but C's side lost more. Cadmus was critically wounded, but he pulled through. After the skirmish, Malvina held an assembly. She told everybody there'd be new rules for life on the raft. Anyone who refused to follow them could leave, and if you broke them, you were done. Rules of the sea and all that. After the pronouncement, she turned on the surviving mutineers. Honu was one of them. He'd been in on C's plan the whole time. She didn't kill them, but she did exile them for the sinking ship, and for people in our economic bracket, that was as good as a one-way trip to the walled city. I'd be willing to bet that they're all dead by now. In the wake of Malvina's ultimatum, 5 survivors left the sinking ship. I was one of them. Why'd you leave? I had to go. We may have washed the blood off the decks, but the energy of the sinking ship had changed. It wasn't the carefree haven that I loved anymore, and as sensible as Malvina's rules were, I wasn't up to living under them. I mean, at least she knows that she's incarnated chaos, you know, like she understands herself. We parted on good but sad terms, and as you'd expect, we drifted apart over the years. It's funny, I hadn't even thought of Malvina or the sinking ship in years. Not until I decided to teach you your previous lesson, all came flooding back in. That's the story. It's finished, but I want to circle back on the lesson I gave you up front because it's important. We need Auntie Cheng to bring us work, that's obvious, but we also need her to keep us honest, to be sure that we on the team are playing straight with one another. Auntie Cheng's reputation rides on the legitimacy of the jobs she brings us, and that, more than anything, is why we need her. If we didn't have Auntie Cheng, or someone like her, we'd eventually tear ourselves apart. Happened on the sinking ship, it could happen again in Haoi. So, anyway, that's the lesson. If you've got follow-up questions, go ahead and ask them. What did Malvina do with the shiny object? Well, first she used it to get rid of the things that C had let loose, and then she put it away for safekeeping. It's probably still there on the sinking ship, ensconced in some shrine or other, held under lock and key. Should have tossed it into the bay. Yeah, agreed, I didn't like it either, but then she'd already proven she could handle the thing, and it did help her put down C's mutiny. Plus, she's a shaman. We deal with dangerous magic beyond mortal ken on a daily basis. It's not that weird for us. Okay, if you say so. I'd have preferred if she had ditched the thing, but in the end it wasn't my choice to make. From what little I've heard, she's still in power over there, so I guess that it worked out okay. And see? That walking colostomy bag was already dead, eaten by his own monsters after I took the shiny object away. Turns out, he wasn't much good at controlling them without it. He didn't even live long enough to watch his mutiny fail. Okay, Gobbet, thanks. Sure, Seattle, and thanks for listening. These lessons are for your benefit, but I think they help me too. And it's nice to be taken seriously every now and again. Who says I take you seriously? I never copped to that. Alright. Is there... Okay, yes. So now Gobbet's last dialogue is unlocked. The reason these are unlocking in immediate succession after each other is because, like I said, we're kind of close to the beginning of the back portion of the game. And so normally these things would kind of unlock one step at a time if you talked to everybody between every mission. I'm just not doing that. So, as you enter Gobbet's cabin, 2 things grab your attention. The first is Gobbet herself. She looks exhausted, bleary-eyed. The easy smile you've come to associate with her is nowhere to be seen. The second is what she's doing. Gobbet appears to be in the middle of a valiant attempt to stuff a whole roasted duck into a saucepan half its size. The bird's rubbery neck flops from side to side with every heave of her shoulders. Oh, hey, Seattle. Caught me at a bad time. I was just making dinner. Yeah, I've been watching the struggle. It looks like the duck is winning. Huh? Oh, it isn't winning. It's just being stubborn. I'll make it fit. Don't you worry. She gives the bird another heave. Something gives way with an audible crunch. This would be easier with a bigger pot. I'd have to wash it first, though. And to do that, I'd have to find it. Anyway, you, want something? I'm up to my elbows in mallard. Yeah, you feeling okay? You don't look well. It's weird. Ever since our last lesson, I felt, I don't know, preoccupied with the sinking ship. I don't really do the whole haunted by the demons of my past thing. I mean, that's fine for some people, but I'm allergic to drama. Generally, when thoughts of the past get me down, I remind myself that it doesn't matter, laugh it off, and have a snack. But this, I don't know, it's weird. Ever since our last lesson, I haven't been able to get the sinking ship out of my mind. I guess I'm just worried about Cad and Mal, which is weird because why would I be? I mean, I haven't even spoken to them in years. Hell, if anything, they should be worried about me. I'm the one who gets shot at for a living. Well, maybe we should go check it out. Sinking ship isn't far, is it? No, I don't want to do that. At least not without a good reason. It'd be awkward, and I'm sure it's nothing anyway. Actually, check that. I know what this is. It's my own personal version of the same thing we're all feeling. The psychic sewage that's being dredged up in all of us by whatever's happening in the walled city. I'm sure you've had some flashes of memory from the Barrens in your bad dreams, right? Images from your past come back to haunt you, but you aren't going to drop everything and go running back there because that would be dumb. So tell me, why should I? Because the sinking ship is like 15 minutes from here? Look, I don't want to go back there if I don't have to. If thinking about the place is enough to mess with me like this, I don't want to know what being there will do. But I'll tell you what, I'll drop Malvina a line just to check in. Make sure this is a me problem and not a them problem. And if there is something going on, I promise you'll be first to know. Alright, Gobbet. Okay. Thanks. Bye. Good, get back to your duck. Alright, and let me see if the last dialogue is open. No, it's not. Okay. Let me go see if Gaichu's last dialogue is open. I think we might have to do this last mission first. But let's check it out, and if it is, then maybe we can do his mission first. What exactly is she making? A duck. Okay, in the darkness of the cabin, Gaichu is hunched over a pile of keepsakes. He has unpacked most of his box, and the contents are lying strewn about the floor in a disorganized mass. The ghoul gingerly picks through them, turning each one over in his fingers as he feels their shapes. He addresses you without looking up. Please mind your step, Big Jim. I fear I've made quite a mess, and many of my possessions are quite delicate. I would be rather upset if you were to accidentally crush any under your feet. I apologize for the mess. Gaichu, did you just call me big? Like, are you implying that I'm clumsy just because I'm a troll? Are you being racist right now, Gaichu? Super rude. Hey, Xanthopsis, how's it going? Why have you got all this out on the floor? Thinking about the chain of events that brought me to Hong Kong. I've been considering our talk about my former unit, about what my plans are with regard to their incessant hunt and need for closure. I begin to think that I too need closure. An end not only to the hunt, but to our dance around the core issue. One of us must die, that the other must live. As it is, we are locked in stasis. Okay. How do you plan to accomplish that? That is the question that I have bent my mind to answering since last we spoke. It's not an easy question to answer. My initial thought was to strike at a secure Renraku holding, something valuable enough to draw the attention of the Red Samurai, and ensure that Renraku reported that a ghoul was involved in the mission. Turns out that was not necessary. I began searching the Shadowland BBS for any jobs against Renraku holdings here in Hong Kong. It's surprisingly easy to use the Matrix when you can read postings with your fingers. Slower than direct interface, but possible. I also began to offer a reward for information on Red Samurai teams known to be in the city. A modest reward, nothing that would attract too much attention, but enough to keep people interested. This bore fruit. A Red Samurai team arrived here a short time ago, smaller than normal size. Sounds like it could be them. It is definitely them. My contact described Ishida and Takagawa perfectly, as well as a new heavy gunner, most likely from another disgraced squad. What's more, he described a woman who looked exactly like Sasaki, but with a scar here on her forehead. Precisely where I cut her. Alright, how are you going to draw them out? Simply put, I intend to lure the team into responding to an action they believe to be perpetrated by an ordinary Shadowrunner, and ambush them. Then I will kill them. All of them. Once that is done, I can be free. I've found a job I am certain will draw a Red Samurai response. Renraku is moving a prototype drone through Hong Kong on the way to a research facility in Chiba. It is of a new design, implementing machine learning and pseudo-intelligence. Something that advanced would certainly attract a Red Samurai team should someone attempt to steal it. How can you be certain? Red Samurai are primarily proactive. The majority remain at the forge until dispatched across the world. Those that are not are assigned to guard high-value locations, black laboratories, secure research facilities, and major complexes. Hong Kong has none of those, as Renraku's facilities of that type are primarily located in Taiwan. My former unit will be the only one close enough to respond to the threat. The Johnson for this run is a Renraku scientist escorting the drone. He wishes to leave Renraku's employ, but is unwilling to risk reprisal should he escape on his own. Put simply, he wishes to make it look like he was killed during a robbery, hence why he wishes the experimental drone stolen. If there is no body, there will be no investigation into his whereabouts. Okay? So I can rid myself of my pursuers, and he can be free of the yoke. While I owe this man no loyalty, I think I understand his sentiment. Besides, we will be receiving payment for a job. Alright, let me ask you some questions about it. What would you like to know? How do you know it's not a trap? Red Samurai are very risk-averse. Part of our training is always to put our lives on the line in defense of the company. Risking this drone in their quest for vengeance would be unthinkable. I did my own digging. The shipping schedules line up perfectly to place the drone in Hong Kong, and Red Samurai would not have the authority to fake such records unless ordered to by their superiors. As I am the unit's private shame, this would not become a larger corporate matter. There is no profit in killing me for the company, only for the unit. Are you certain you can take them all on? Well, I I was hoping you would help me, you and the rest of the team. I may be able to kill them all myself, it's possible, but as I said before, I intend to give myself every possible advantage. That includes you, Wu, Gobbet, and the rest of the team. More guns mean a higher chance of victory, and that is the proper way to lay a trap. I agree. Alright, let's go. Let's do it. When do we leave? As soon as you're ready, I will message Mr. Johnson, let him know we are prepared to fake his murder, and to be ready for our arrival. Okay, fantastic. So, there's Gaichu's mission. Gobbet's I don't think is unlocked. So let's go do that, shall we? Hey guys, you want to go murder some samurai? I think that'd be really cool. Also, I want to see if I can buy some new armor, because this current armor is not really heavy enough for the fights we're getting into. I'm taking more damage than I like. Hey Max. Alright, yeah, don't worry about it. That's fine. You just have to play by certain rules. Okay, great. Yeah, Max, I appreciate that. Yep, great. Place is kind of a shithole, isn't it? Yeah, the dead fish and acid rain really tie it all together. Okay, great. What useless junk can I sell you? Okay, show me what you got. I don't quite have the money for that. Damn. Can I sell you something? You're not paying me good value for that. You know what? I've never used this Mummy Spirit Talisman once. I'm gonna sell it. I'm gonna go... I kind of want to use but I kind of want to use the Mummy Spirit Talisman. You know what I'm saying? Like, it seems like it would be a cool thing to use, and I don't think I've ever actually used it. I'm gonna sell that flashbang. Hold on. Buy. Let me go talk to the gun people. Let me go talk to the gun dealers and see if they'll give me a better price for that gun. Oh, hello. By the way, there's a whole storyline with this family of trolls, the Cafe family, that I just literally have not done. But if you're interested, you should absolutely do it, because they're kind of cool. No, it's only giving me $100 there, too. I guess it's only worth $100. Alright, well, you can have it. I can't use it. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and buy Ares Operative gear. It will increase my armor by 3 points, which is pretty significant. 3 points off damage from every attack is, like, a decent little bit. And also it has a weird faceplate, which is, you know, a plus. Everybody likes weird faceplates on their armor, right? See, there, look. Behold. The glory. The absolute fashion that is the Ares Operative outfit. 100% drip. He says sarcastically. Hey, do you want to buy my old clothes? There you go. Alright, cool. Thanks, bye. Okay, now let's go murder some samurai. Alright, we are traveling to the Renraku warehouse in Toto Harbor to ambush Gaichu's old red samurai unit. Yeah, no, the Ares armor looks fine. We are going to take Gaichu on this mission. Because, of course, we're going to take Gaichu on this mission. We have to. It's the rule. We're going to take Gaichu. I don't remember if there's any... I'll go ahead and bring Isabel and Gobbet for support. Because the grenade launcher is a really good support weapon. And Gobbet buffing me up is a very potent combination. So basically, we're going into this with 2 combat heavy hitters in melee, and then we've got some support characters. And I think that'll be fine. Plus, their skills, I forget if there's ways to set the scene beforehand, but I think so. I bet decking will let us do something. Bit much corporate minion soldier. Yeah, I'm hoping to upgrade after this mission, because this mission will get us paid. Okay. So, all we have to worry about is on-site guards, and Renraku's extraterritoriality means that any fighting won't risk backup from rent-a-cops. Alright, Gobbet, you can have that. And you can also have that, because I guess you technically don't have a med kit, and I think everybody else does. Yes, everybody else does. Ooh, Gaichu even has a dock wagon trauma kit. That's good. So, okay. I should actually probably buy a couple of trauma kits, just to make sure I have them on everybody, because right now I don't have one. Oh, yes, I need to spend my karma. I have unspent karma, don't I? I have 13 points. What am I going to spend my 13 points on? Well, I definitely want to get up to Cyberware Affinity 7 pretty quick. I'm going to leave these 6 points, I think. If you go up to throwing 5, then grenades only take 1 AP, which is actually super useful. I just haven't broken the points free to do that. So I'm going to leave those 6 available. Okay, so this is the facility. Past that fence is the warehouse and test laboratories. Ishida and his team should arrive mere minutes after we breach the defenses. Anything I should know? Not that I'm aware of. Standard defenses will be in place. There will be armed guards with orders to shoot trespassers on sight. Biometrically locked doors. A secure matrix host with black ice. Guards both inside and in the outer courtyards. While the Red Samurai provide a good backup team, there are too few to mount a standing guard, so we'll be facing standard security forces. They are not as potent as Knight Errant, but they are still skilled combatants. Great, I love dealing with corporate security. They're like a steak. You're never surprised by what you get, but you're never disappointed either. This is sounding just fine, Nibbles. I'm glad it meets with your approval, Gobbet. I would hate to think you were bored. Yeah, by the way, so one reason I haven't been bringing Gaichu just because he's kind of redundant in the team as we've developed it, but a lot of characters have different interactions with other characters. Gobbet and Gaichu have a couple of interactions with each other, and also, Gaichu has special scenes for when you have to explain to people why you're bringing an armored ghoul into, like, the public view. Which are ridiculous and funny. Okay, so there's Renraku Hostiles. Let's launch the ambush. I'm gonna activate my wired reflexes. We're gonna drop a haste. And an aim. Okay, so Big Jim is now absolutely juiced. Okay, so Renraku Mage, unconscious, bleeding to death. Great. Renraku Captain. Badly injured, almost out of AP, and bleeding to death. Gaichu. So, Gaichu has a bunch of interesting abilities, okay? He's got all these various things. He can change stances. So, like, he has Heaven Stance, Metal Stance, and Water Stance, right? Water Stance gives him no bonuses or penalties and cycles through 3 different attacks, and the third one is the most powerful. Metal Stance lets him stun people and gives him more dodge and armor. And then Heaven Stance gives him more damage, but he also takes more damage. Active Defense boosts his defense. He's got 2 active defense abilities for some reason. I don't know why. He can also throw Shuriken, which do AP damage. He has a regular attack, and he also has Coup de Grace, so he can kill people automatically if they are stunned. And then he also has claw attacks, where he can rip at people with his cool claws. We're skipping out on some karma with skipping some storylines. Yeah, we are. You are correct. He's not stunned, unfortunately. The Renraku Mage I don't need to stun, because he's going to die anyway. So, I think I swap to Heaven Stance, probably. Yep, Heaven Stance. And that gives me Lightning Fells the Oak. My 2 hit numbers are not great. Let's go hit this Renraku Enforcer with it real quick. Yeah. And I missed. Gaichu, you fool. How dare you. Okay. And now Big Jim can rush in and razor this guy. Just actually absolutely wipe him out in one turn. Alright, come on, Gaichu. Get with the program. Thank you. Okay, so now we have the Surging Volcano, which increases critical chance and damage. Except, of course, I missed because Gaichu... Like, God, this is why I don't use Gaichu. Like, this is actually why I don't use Gaichu. Because he cannot hit shit. It's so frustrating sometimes. Well, he chose the worst possible person to shoot at. And there we go. Everybody died. Alright, I'm gonna steal this item. Yoink. Yes, Dock Wagon Trauma Kit. Thank you. Appreciate that. Big preach. I love that for myself. Alright, let's get the camera feed. We will pipe the camera feed to our PDA. 2 Renraku security officers are clustered around a wall panel that appears to be malfunctioning. This thing's been giving me trouble all week. Okay, if we had Raptor, we could explode this wall panel and kill them, but unfortunately we can't. But now we know that they're there. Alright, enter the warehouse. Surprise, motherfuckers. Alright, Gaichu, open the door for me, please. Thank you. I appreciate you. You're very kind. Turn on the wired reflexes. Go ahead and give me a haste. And a name. And now Big Jim, gonna go do our thing. That Renraku Enforcer is, funnily enough, easier to hit, so we're just gonna run out here real quick and give him the old punchy. I just subtracted 8 action points from him, so he's absolutely down for the count. And then we can hit them both with 1 attack. Love that for me. And then maybe Gaichu can finish him off. Yes, Gaichu can finish him off. Okay. I don't actually see any more enemies, which I find funny. Isabel... Yeah, go take cover, I guess. Aha! There's a wazard. How dare you, sir? I said, how dare you, sir? God, I love seeing Big Jim just sprint across the room to go punch someone to death with his massive claw hands. Why don't you throw an aim on Gaichu as well? Great, thanks. So there's a Renraku Captain. If we go into Metal Stance, then we have Eagle's Iron Talons, which only does AP damage, no HP damage. As it turns out, being blind hurts your fencing abilities. You know, well, I mean... Okay, so let's go hit this guy with our sword. Or miss, as the case may be. Let's go give myself active defense. And Isabel can take cover. And there we go. Alright, Big Jim, take this clown out. Perfect. And dead. Alright, anything good in here we can steal? I'm here to rob you. That's definitely what this is, a robbery. Please do not consider the possibility that this is anything except a robbery. Ooh, a quarantine terminal. That sounds exciting. Hey, Gaichu, what is this thing? This is a control panel for the quarantine room. Parazoologists use it to study the responses of paranormal animals to external stimuli. Alright, sister, good night. That sounds ominous. What kind of stimulus are we talking about? The animals are exposed to high voltage current, open flame, toxic gas, etc. The primary purpose of these experiments is to identify the best specimens and reserve them for breeding. Those that are of sufficient stock survive, the rest do not. Such survivors make excellent guard animals once cybernetically controlled. Okay, interesting. Fascinating. Can we do anything with it? No, we cannot. Also, I'm quite confident it is not connecting me with my dreams. Ah, there's a vent. Okay. Ah, man, I should have taken Raktor. I really should have brought Raktor on this mission. Damn it. I could send a drone through. I don't know what the drone could do, but I could send a drone through there. Okay. Alright, what's behind this door? What is behind door number 1? Ah, scared scientist. I'll deal with you later. Okay, so that's the elevator through which I theoretically have to escape. Don't hurt me, please! Wait, it's you, Saru! Renraku management said you were dead, but I knew they were lying. But I didn't expect that you would be the one to answer my request. This is a good omen, my friend. Indeed, you were lied to. The shame the Red Samurai suffered due to their inability to kill me is undoubtedly something they wish to hide. But I'm glad to see you are well, but I am no longer Saru. That codename is long gone. Now I am Gaichu. You know this man, Gaichu? Yes, his name is Tanjiro Sasaki, a senior researcher. He has served Renraku for more than a decade. Do you recall how I said I had guarded similar facilities? They were usually in service of protecting Tanjiro's projects. It's true, and believe me, I can help you with what you're here for. We're here for the drone, and you don't look like one. You'll get your drone. Your fixer got the job because I've arranged this. Why do you think it was so easy to get here? I want out of Renraku, and this was the only way I could devise that was foolproof enough. The second part of the contract is helping me fake my death. If a group of heavily armed Shadowrunners break in here, it's completely believable I would be killed in the process. As of right now, I've suppressed the alarms. I can undo that, and once I've reached a safe distance, I will. The samurai will arrive just a moment too late to save the research and me. Okay, so we've already helped you. What can you do for us? The Red Samurai team will rush to this building as soon as the alarms are released. I'll give you the code I wrote into my Overwatch program. Just use it on one of the security mainframes when you're ready. You'll have time to set up any ambush you like. Okay, we could send the main team in through the front, leaving one team member aside to flank the opposition. We can isolate one of them and pick them off before the main force engages us. You can use the quarantine room. It can be programmed to destroy contaminants or to apply lethal amounts of electricity. Regardless of which you pick, it should certainly kill anyone attempting to pass through it. Okay, so if we were to make the quarantine room look like the point of ingress, they would send at least one of the team there while the main squad utilized standard routes, entering through the front door. We should let Tanjiro go. He's given us more than enough to accomplish the task at hand, and he is a friend of sorts. I would be sorry if any harm came to him. Okay, get out of here, Tanjiro. Great, yep, fantastic. Love it. Smoochy smoochy. Great bromance moment. Fantastic. Goodbye, Tanjiro. I'll be taking that. Thank you, prototype drone. Love it. Let's jack into this terminal right here and see if we can steal anything. Hey, Isabel, you want to jack into this and steal stuff? I knew I could count on you. No, wait, stop. Go back. Okay. We made it, as I knew we would the whole time. No uncertainty whatsoever. This is actually shockingly poor security so far. Deliver barrels to basement. Well, I don't know what that did, but I've done it. Ah, here's the problem. This is indeed the issue. Wait, oh, nope, it's not. I'm free. I'm not free. I have failed in my freedom. Hold on. Hold, please. Are the other Shadowrun games worth playing? I think so, yes. I like them. I think they do good. Okay, great. Love that. I love that for me. Alright, here we are. Made it. Oh, no. Fuck. Okay. Do I still have Sniffer on? I'm really bad at the stealth portion of these games, guys. Like, I'm really bad at this whole running around, dodging ice thing. It is not what I am most skilled at. Okay, I have suppression. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and pop suppression right now. Fantastic. Okay. But yeah, I think the other Shadowrun games are worth playing. The first one is decidedly lower quality, and the Matrix, the decking minigame is different. There's not really stealth in the previous games. Dragonfall is good. I really like Dragonfall, but yeah, so like hacking is more annoying in a lot of ways. Okay, let's hack the elevator door and the data store. Hey, we got some pay data. Cool. Great. I love it. Was there anything else that we wanted to be in here for? I don't recall if there was something else specifically that we were... If there was another door or something that we haven't taken. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, God damn it. They always reset to that, don't they? Okay. Alright, is there another area? I guess there is, right? Okay, that delivers the barrels. We did that. What about over here? That was where we came in. No, I guess this is it. Okay, let's just clock out. Jack out, whatever you want to call it. Okay, there's the quarantine terminal. So we've unlocked the elevator door. So now we can open it and go to the basement. Okay, so if we bait the quarantine room, one of the members will move through it to flank us. We can choose who to draw in. The other three will enter through the front door. We have three choices. We can bring in Sasaki and eliminate her magic. We could draw in Takagawa to cut down a long-range sniper fire, or we can draw in whoever the heavy gunner is. Yeah, let's bait it for the mage, because, like, I'm pretty good at tanking physical damage, but I'm actually not very good at resisting magic. Okay, so the quarantine room trap is good. And now we head for Le Basement. Le Cellar. And we have a lovely little ambush room to fight in here. Why exactly do they need to kill each other? Because the Renraku samurai are going to continue coming after Gaichu until he's dead or they are, so he needs to kill them. Alright, Gaichu, your friends are inbound. Tonight we end this for good. Great. I love it. Okay, so we have 2 rounds before the Red Samurai arrive, and we can pretty much pick our positioning. We have to keep in mind that these barrels explode. It's very bad to be next to those barrels when they explode. So, what we want to do is we want to put Big Jim somewhere he can be behind cover when they arrive and then immediately rush them, which is probably right there, behind heavy cover. We want to put Isabel somewhere she can lob grenades freely, which is probably right here. We want to put Gaichu also somewhere up near the front door where he can attack his friends, so he can be up there flanking. And Gobbet needs to be in a position where she can see Big Jim to give him haste on the first round, so probably, like, right there. Her combat assistance is pretty negligible, and that's on a actually, she could be right there, couldn't she? That's a big dragon line. Great, okay, so she gets the big dragon line bonus. The heavy dragon line, but I don't know exactly what that bonus is, to be honest, but it does give you a bonus to shamanic magic. Okay, there we go. One down. Perfect. And there is Ishida. So now here's what we do, right? We're gonna make this really undramatic. We're gonna drop haste. We're gonna drop aim, which she can do for free because she's on, which she can do with a bonus rather because she's on the dragon line. And Ishida is just standing there like an idiot with his 88 HP, and we're just gonna proc our wired reflexes. Boink. And we're gonna go eat his lunch money. I'm sorry, I meant to say either eat his lunch or take his lunch money, and I combined those into one mutant phrase that doesn't mean anything. He is quite resilient to AP damage, isn't he? Is this an honor thing? Kind of. Is Gaichu already dead? No, Gaichu's not dead. He is a living individual. He's just, he's ghouly. He's gross. Yeah, wow, Ishida is really resilient against losing AP. I'm actually kind of impressed. Alright, Gaichu, go into Heaven's Dance. Perfect. And dead. Lunch money, delicious. Yeah, it applied the aim. The aim bonus got applied to him, but the haste did not. In like an ego death thing? Kind of, I guess. In a sense. I've got them on visual. You do have me on visual. You're right. There's a visual for sure. We're visually pretty clear. Go ahead and drop an aim on Isabel. And then on yourself. Yeah, so when you're standing on a dragon line like this, there's no cooldown. And yeah, take a shot. Okay, so we've got the gunner kind of locked down. We've got this guy right here, Takagawa. I guess I'm gonna let Gaichu attack Takagawa because, you know, seems appropriate. Hey, 2.3 times crit. Nice, 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 nice. Ooh, almost got him. Oh, baby, Gaichu. Meanwhile, Big Jim just punches the shit out of this other guy 5 times in a row. Just whack, 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 whack. Okay, there goes Takagawa. Well, there we go. Confront the Red Samurai Captain. Hey, friend. Yeah, so sorry about the whole you coming down an elevator and immediately getting the shit beaten out of you thing. The old Gaichu died, and there's this thing walking around in his armor which he should give back. But otherwise, why don't they drop the quarrel? No, it's not that. Gaichu's not dead. They do not consider him dead. They consider him unclean and dishonored. And because they were such like a tight-knit team, that reflects badly on them. They have to kill him or they cannot recover from the loss, as it were. So Ishida lies on the cold tile, gasping for breath. His armor is rent and tattered, but his eyes still burn with rage. He spits at Gaichu as you approach. Gaichu, honorless cur, I regret the day I ever began teaching you. You're truly depraved to kill your own brothers, rather than submit to what is right. Gaichu, yes, that is my name, as everything of my old life has been taken from me. What is honor if it is built on a lie? What is duty if the dogma behind it is corrupt? What do you know of it, vermin? Every red samurai who has become subhuman has taken their life. Every one but you. You're a disgrace to the order and a disgrace to your people. Well, right or wrong, he's the one that's going to walk away from this. For years, you were taught that to be pure was to be powerful, that metahumans, the infected and the deformed, were to be scorned for their weakness. Yet here I stand, and there you lie, broken. You think a victory over Sasaki, Takagawa, and me makes you superior? Ha! You'll spend the rest of your useless days cowering in the darkness, eating the flesh of your betters. You're no better than an animal, skilled though you may be. You said the Red Samurai were the best, the strongest, the most capable. Those who were non-human were unworthy of consideration. You told me that I would be better for having joined you. But it's a lie. I was infected, and I became better than I was. Your own blindness allowed me to escape. Blind to my skill and blind to the power of the impure. I was not superior because I was Red Samurai. I was Red Samurai because I was superior. I choose my own fate. I make my own destiny. I will show you the strength of my disease, Ishida. I will make you like me, and you will be cast out just as I was. I survived and remained intelligent because I have the will to do so. Can you say as much? Okay, so Gaichu's being like... Gaichu's taken this thing a little bit far, probably. But you know what? Honestly, I'm here for the show, so yeah, you know, you do what you do. You think I'll let you infect me, monster? I'll do what you were too weak to. I'll take my own life like the 47 Ronin of old. Such a foolish boy. Oh, Lord. Okay, so, yeah, so Gaichu's now going to torture Ishida to death, basically. And part of the point here kind of is, like, Gaichu's not a good person. Gaichu is a Japanese ultranationalist fascist, who was then infected by a disease that made him a cannibal, and he has remained alive from then until now by performing murder and cannibalism. He's a more sympathetic character in a way than the other Red Samurai, but he's still like an objectively bad individual, morally speaking. All right, yeah, whatever, you know, this is between you two. I'm not involved with this. Okay, great. Thanks, Gaichu. He is unconscious, but he will live. Let us be done with this. Great, yeah, love that for you. Fantastic. Glad we could help you out with your whole issues. And time to go. I love the little elevator ding. Just bing. You're saying he's not valid? I'm sorry. Look. Ishida has been punished. All that awaits him is a slow descent into hunger and possibly madness. Yep, Gaichu, great. You know, Gaichu, that's wonderful. You showed him. I actually don't know how that's supposed to work because you left him with his arms broken in a Runraku facility, so, like, they're going to kill him. I don't think it's gonna work out the way you thought it would, but okay. I mean, you do you. You're the ghoul here. Okay, great. So, I got some more karma. 15 points of karma. Hallelujah. We're going to go Cyberware Affinity 7, so that gives me 2 more points of armor piercing. And we're going to go Close Combat 7. I think we might have enough karma to hit Strength and Close Combat 8 by the end of the game. I'm pretty sure we will. So let's confirm that. And let's go get the last of our money. And we get to get our last level up for our guys as well. So, for Gobbet. Gobbet gets body, quickness, strength, charisma, willpower. Gobbet gets a lot of shit at level 6. Like, look at all this shit. Gobbet levels up everything by 1 or 2 levels. We can either augment haste, which gives it a higher duration, and also increases her accuracy. Or we can let her consume spirits, which lets her literally, well, eat a spirit to heal herself and increase her own AP. This was an elevator. During the fight, those guys appeared in the elevator while you were standing it. Don't think about it. SDK, don't stop it. Take your brain. Don't think about it. Don't think about it. Did they call it up, which was then followed by a really awkward ride down with Big Jim and the Samurai? Yes, that's exactly what happened. The first guy came down, he opened the elevator door, Big Jim ran into the elevator, beat the shit out of him, then the elevator door closed, the elevator rode back up, it opened on the floor above, the other 2 samurai got in, stood there quietly, along with Big Jim and the ruined corpse of their comrade, until they reached the bottom floor again, at which point the fight resumed. That's how that worked. We're gonna go with the augment to haste, because I actually don't really care if Gobbet gets extra AP much, so we're gonna go with that. Isabel is going to get to strip armor with her grenade launcher. Duncan, I actually don't care. But I'm gonna give him the magnet arm, just in case I ever take him for any reason. Gaichu is gonna take... Okay, so the ghoul regenerate ability is actually pretty good. It's probably better than Whirlwind, because Whirlwind cannot do AP damage. So we're gonna go regenerate there. And then Raktor is going to get an Ares Heavy Laser on Koschi. Boom. Perfect. Love it. Love it. Love that for you. Alright, let's go back here, see if we get some money for that job. And we can talk to Gaichu, and I think he's gained, like, some kind of supernatural power. Yes, we will sell the experimental Renraku drone. Brave of you to do side work without telling me, or stupid, take your pick. Luckily, Auntie Chang knows plenty of buyers for your new toy. I'll send a finder's fee over to you right away. 1,500 bucks. I love it. And let's... Nope, that was the wrong button. Let's post some pay data for sale. The Renraku product launch schedule. Great, I love it. Anything interesting happening? Nope, we've seen all of these before. Lots of Yellow Lotus in Kowloon, yada yada yada. Heavy stuff going down around Haoi and the Walled City. Talent pure and simple. We've got the guns, the connections, and the skills. Okay. Great. Lots of talking about this stuff. This is the same as the power struggle resulting coups, except without the military backup. Alright, yeah, I'm not going to bother reading the rest of those. But we don't have any new messages. We do have a little bit more money. We're up to 2,700. So let's go spend that money on... It's either the upgraded armor or it's more cyberware. So our armor currently is 8. We could upgrade that by getting the highest end outfit, which would put us up to armor 10, which is frankly a lot of armor. Or we could go down here and we could buy a leg. Hey Ambrose, you wanna sell me a leg, old buddy, old pal? How do you feel about you got any legs on hand? Yeah, we don't have anything useful in the brain, nothing useful in the head. In the body, I've got the wired reflexes, I've got the cross-dermal sheath out here, which is useful. Yeah, I think it's just the legs. if we wanted the top armor, we would probably have waited before buying the last armor upgrade. I mean, in a sense, yeah, but I wanted it because, I wanted it. Ah, man, I can't quite afford a Universal Omnitech Cyberleg. Damn it. Curses foiled again. And I would have gotten away with it, too, if it weren't for those meddling kids. Yeah, okay, so let's just buy. Bye, Ambrose. I'll see you in a little bit. Alright, well, let's go on our last mission before the end results start. Actually, wait, hold on. I need to go talk to Gobbet. Gobbet, hey, Gobbet. Talk to me, baby. Talk to me, little rat girl. Tell me about your traumatic past. Don't we need the charisma-boosting cyberware? No, because we have a shamanic fetish. We're carrying a piece of string that makes us more charismatic. That's how that works. She's gone, Big Jim. I don't know where she ran off to, but she looked upset. She said something about friends in trouble, then left. By the time I could disconnect from the octopus, she was on her way out of town. Well, she must have gone back to the sinking ship. I don't like the sound of that. She tell you what went down out there all those years ago? The mutiny? Yeah, she's been having bad dreams ever since. Well, we'd better go and get her, hadn't we? Yep, let's do it. I'm going to go arrange transport out to Hung Hom Bay. You come meet me at the docks when you're ready. Okay, so, yeah. So, Gobbet's mission has now triggered. So let's go rescue our rat girl, shall we? But yeah, so stat-wise, we're at Charisma 7, which I think is all we need. We're at Strength 7, Close Combat 7, which is great. Shouldn't we be at higher strength than that? Don't we have a... Yeah, the Yamatetsu Cyber Arm is boosting our strength. Shiawazi Magnet Arm is giving us magnetism. The power of magnetism. Okay, let's go rescue Gobbet. Hey, Jomo, how's it hanging, my buddy, my pal? Remember last time? Yeah, great. Come to admire the river with Jomo? Nope, I need a favor. I need you to take me to the sinking ship. Lead the way. Great. Thank you, Jomo. Appreciate ya. And it's just us and Isabel. That's the only people coming. None of the others can help us here. Fortunately, us and Isabel are both extremely dangerous people. Magnets. How do they work? Magic. Definitely. In Shadowrun, definitely magic. Okay, your destination, the sinking ship, Gobbet's former home. You can see it's stacked at least 3 containers deep, an inelegant brick of corrugated, weathering steel. An assortment of pontoons, buoys, and other flotation devices have been lashed to the base of the raft to prevent it from tipping. You don't know what's happening here or why Gobbet felt the need to go face it alone, but one way or another, you're about to find out. Okay, here we go. Isabel cannot carry that because she doesn't have spirit summoning. I'm going to give her a grenade just so she can have that, and I am going to carry the mummy spirit fetish just in case we're ever in, like, really deep shit and need to use it. Personally, I'd grab everyone. Yeah, me too. Can I also just say the sheer size differential between Big Jim and Isabel is actually hilarious. Like, she's literally, like, waist height on him. Okay, so here we are on the sinking ship. The steel you're standing on is slick, sheeted with water from the rainstorm that hammers down from above. Every time you shift your weight, you can feel your feet begin to slide. There are no safety rails in sight. A slip, a rogue wave, wouldn't take much to send you screaming over the edge of the raft into the dark water below. This thing is a wreck. I can't believe Gobbet ever chose to live here. Can't you, though? Like, we're talking about Gobbet, right? What'd you expect? That's fair. This is still worse, though. At least our cabin isn't falling apart. The lady in charge of this thing, Melinda, or whatever her name was supposed to be some kind of control freak, and Gobbet always talked her pal Cadmus up as a top-quality repair guy. This thing look like it's in good repair to you? I take it that was a rhetorical quit. We should get moving. It's dangerous up here. My gear is getting soaked. Alright, let's go find Gobbet, make sure she's alright. Okay, here we go. Devil rats, don't let them bite you. Another swarm, kill it. Okay, so we show up into this place that's run by, if you will recall, rat shamans, and all of a sudden, there's all these devil rats everywhere. Huh, that's so weird. I wonder what could be happening. I'm gonna go punch this one, because it's the furthest away from everybody. Okay, so it's now unconscious. That's good. And Isabel is going to go run until she's far enough away that she's not the first target. Okay, the devil rats are all grouping up around Big Jim. Ooh, 10 damage. Youch. Painful. Rat pain, no! Not the rat pain. Okay, let me get a twin slash. Hit everybody. Nice. Okay, that rat is almost dead. Kill it. That rat needs to take another hit in order to die. I said that rat needs to take another hit in order to die. I think it's not going to quite die anyway. But I can now lob grenades into these rats. Perfect. There we go. Please don't shoot grenades into Big Jim. He really doesn't appreciate that. You're implying the rat shamans are responsible for all these devil rats? Madness! No, they would never! How could you even think such a thing? It's impossible. Well, I missed. Let's reload the old grenade launcher. Perfect. Got the bastards. No, actually, kind of, we got the bastards. The woman by the fire looks like she hasn't seen a bar of soap in weeks. Her companion doesn't look much better. Glad to see you made it through that in one piece. Please, come stand by the fire and get warm. Yeah, sure. Thanks for your hospitality, I guess. Of course, we don't get strangers here often. It's far too miserable out to turn away a guest. You want to tell me what's up with the killer rats? The devil rats, you mean. They're becoming something of a crisis. We don't know why they've started attacking, can't seem to wipe them out. Truth be told, we could really use your help. I've got some questions. Sure, ask away. You two don't seem very well equipped to fight those things, no offense. We're squatters, not soldiers. Okay, good. Why is the raft crawling with these things? We don't know. What are your names? My name is Kara, that's Patrick Lowe. How many people live on the sinking ship? Beats me. The population's been going down recently, I'll tell you that much. A lot of the ship is barricaded. Interesting. There were at least a couple hundred on board. Attrition being what it is, I guess there may be 70 of us left. Malvina told us... We were told to keep position up here and watch out for incoming vessels. Piracy is always a threat in these waters. Uh-huh. Malvina told you, huh? Malvina, the rat shaman, told you to stay up here and watch out for strangers. When did the devil rats first start appearing? A couple of months ago. Okay, that answers my questions. You need to help us first. We're looking for a friend. Young, about my age, orcish, shaved scalp, dreadlocks. Have you seen her? Afraid not. I feel like, yeah, okay, that's fine. Yeah, devil rats, sure. Okay, if it falls, it'll lead you down below decks. With your help, we'll get this ship cleaned out again. Yep, sure. This sounds totally reasonable. Yep, this is definitely a good thing to do, and these are very much trustworthy people. For sure. Hello, friends. Are you also trustworthy people? What's this? There's something over here. A phosphorus grenade! Why do you have a phosphorus grenade? I mean, I'll take it. Like, I'm not complaining about the presence of a fire. Oh my god, they have a flashbang, too? Here. Put that in the stat. Can I... Hold on. Kamikaze. Stash? Stash? Stash. Okay, so we've retrieved some military ordnance from this wrecked raft. A shallow pool of standing water has gathered at the platform. Electricity arcs over the surface. Whoa, hold up. The anti-boarding system's gone haywire. Okay, anti-boarding systems? What the hell is this? A bad idea, that's what. Blame the Shadowrunners that lived on this thing before we did. Okay, great. That's fine. And the pump installs a workaround to start breaking down at the drop of a hat. I think I'm detecting a theme on this raft. It used to be a good place to live. Well, it isn't that dangerous, all things considered. It's pouring out, we're both drenched. That thing has to be putting out a lot of voltage for those orcs to be visible. Alright, has to be something else we can do to get across. Alright, let's go talk to let's go here. There's a machine. Let's examine the pump mechanism. Isabel, can you fix this? No. Great. Hey, friendos. Hey, buds. Hey, pals. Do you have, like, a board or something? You need something, boy? If not, shove off. This fire is taken. Do you have a fuse? Check the piles. You're not helpful. You're just not helpful. What about Melvina? Boss lady stays down there by the water line. I'd stay away. Why? Do yourself a favor, do as he says. I want you to tell me what's happening here. It's raining. Okay. So, yeah. Strange things have been happening. Things have been odder than usual lately. Those damned rats are a big part of it. All the people have been getting sick. I've been considering packing up and moving away. But I've been here for 5 years. My God. Picture living for 5 years in a wrecked raft made out of shipping containers in the middle of a bay. Just imagine that lifestyle. Nothing here. Alright, where are the rats? Come on, ratties. Oh, hey, I found the fuse. Damn. Not even one rat. I always keep a phosphorus grenade lying by my bed to defend against trespassers. You know, SDK, I've been thinking that myself. Okay, great. Love it. Fantastic. You gonna pump the water away? Thanks. Oh boy, more rats. I was wondering when we would... I just had a hankering for more rats. I was just saying to myself a moment ago, boy, this could only be better with the addition of more rats. Alright. Let's do that. And let's drop the cross-dermal sheath. And let's smack the rats. Oh my god, I smacked all the rats. Okay, that rat's dead. Great. Kill that rat. Stop biting me, goddamn rats! Stop it. Stop it with the biting. Okay. Perfect. Alright, let's go below before we find any more rats. Hey, upon descending the ladder, you find yourselves in the cramped confines of a shipping container. Interior walls have been erected of corrugated aluminum, and doors have been cut to allow passage from compartment to compartment. The air is ripe with the odor of rotting garbage. Sorry about the state of the place. The rats have kept our work crews too busy to worry about hauling the garbage. But now that you're here, we'll be able to set things right. Kill off those little bastards once and for all. Yeah, let's talk to Malvina or Cadmus, or Gobbet. We don't know anyone named Gobbet. Cadmus is sick. He's in the quarantine wing. Malvina's below us on the lower deck. She's a busy woman, though. The only one keeping this place afloat. Well, take us to Cadmus, then. Okay. Seems a little, this all seems a little weird. You ask me. Lady just kind of rooting through the garbage there. Only 3 people are allowed on the top deck at a time. Report violations of this policy. There were like, A, that's kind of a harsh rule to have, and B, there were a bunch of people up there. Hey friend, how's it going? New folks, I'll be damned. Hell are you doing in here? We're looking for a friend. Have you seen her? Nope, ain't seen your friend, sorry. No one's come down here today but you. Bad memory, can't do a thing about it. Who are you? Name's Lisa. Everyone on the raft does. What's behind that door? Storage closet. Nothing worthwhile, and don't even know why they have me standing watch, but those are the rules, right? And you can't question the rules. That seems a little weird. Can't question the rules. Considering this used to be like an anarchist commune. Well, you can let us have a look, right? Can't steal nothing, can you? Nope. Okay, let's have a look at this this storage closet, shall we? Yep, this sure looks like garbage, all right. How about in here? Hello? Friend? Strangers, you picked a bad time to come visit. We aren't visiting, we're looking for a friend. Haven't seen anyone from outside of quarantine for weeks. Oh, this is quarantine. You want to talk to someone? Talk to the dwarf. I'm busy. Need to keep my eyes open for more of those little bastards. Can't let any of them sneak in here. Okay. Fair enough. Fair play to you. What's that? This door is heavily reinforced and barricaded. Interesting. Hey, sick dwarf. Ah, this guy looks worse than BTL heads. Great. Hello, stranger. Don't see many new faces on the raft these days. What do you want? Friends of Gobbet. Seen her around? Friend, if you're looking for Gobbet, you're about 3 years too late. Your friend ain't here, and you've stumbled in the worst kind of place to be lost. You Cadmus? Yeah, that's me. Haven't seen Gobbet lately, have you? Haven't seen the girl in years. Good friend way back when. What's wrong with this place? Aside from the uninvited guests, you mean? We've got a rat problem. We've noticed. Don't let what's happened to me happen to you too. You want my advice? You get out of here, you do it before you get bit. If you don't, you might just wind up on your deathbed here, right by my side. Okay, Cadmus, that's great. If you happen to find Gobbet, bring her by. Haven't seen her in a long time. Do me good to talk to her again before I die. Okay. Great. Thanks, Cadmus, for that. So there are our friends. Some tags. They seem relatively fresh. Haven't been here long. Just up this way, through this door here. Movement. Something living must be hidden inside. Behind you, more rats! Don't go in there. It's a trap. Ah, it's a Gobbet coming out of the vent. Yeah, so, okay, so we kind of circumvented this, right? We were meant to be following them, but we cut through that closet. I actually did that by accident. I didn't remember that was a thing. And we saw there were, like, people down there. Yeah, so they were leading us into an ambush. So there's Isabel. I think we've actually fucked this because... Okay. This is hilarious. I've accidentally fucked this whole sequence up because I got through this door trying to look at this thing, and the door locked because it's part of the ambush sequence. So now, hang on, hold on a second. Let me run back around through here. Yeah, okay, that's not, we're meant to be on this side of the door. Yeah, I was trying to look at the tags. Well, okay, we'll just take the long way around. Hold on a second. We're just running around and Gobbet's getting the shit beaten out of her in this room. Wait, Gobbet, no, here I come. Here I come, Gobbet, I'm coming to help. Don't worry, I'll be right there. Isabel, come on. Pump those stubby dwarven legs. Ow, oh my god. He did 24 points of damage with a single shot. Hurts a lot. Alright. Yeah. Activate the heal. Great. And Kara's dead. Okay, so the other guy surrenders. Worst ambush ever. Yeah, pretty much. I'm sorry, we didn't want to do it. We didn't have a choice. It ordered us to. Yeah, it. What it? What are you talking about? Explain yourself. I don't know what it is. It talks with Malvina's voice, but it isn't her. If you want to live, you have to do what it says. So, I can let him live, but I could also just murder him right now. You know, it's up to me. I'm gonna go ahead and let him live for the moment. The squatter collapses against the wall, sobbing uncontrollably. Hey, Seattle. Isabel is actually 2 rooms behind me, presumably having an asthma attack, but I appreciate the sentiment. I don't remember inviting you on this run, but I guess I'm glad you could make it. You're welcome, by the way. Yeah, you want to tell me what the hell's going on here, Gobbet? We just shot some locals, but don't worry, they were bad people. What were you saying about a trap? Yeah, that's where they were leading you. I didn't want to see that happen, so I came riding to your rescue. You are, again, welcome. Gobbet, tell me what kind of trap you're talking about. The kind where you end up dead. Look, I don't know exactly what they were planning to do, but I've seen them lead people through those doors before. The people who I watched go in there never came back out, not a one. They just scream, and when the doors opened up again, they'd be gone. So you don't actually know what's in there then? No, but judging by all the screaming, I'm gonna make an educated guess it's probably something bad. So, now that we're all here together, do you want to tell us why you came back here all by yourself? We'd have gone with you, Gobbet. All you had to do was tell us. Yeah, I know, but I figured this one was on me, and I didn't want to wait another minute. Besides, I had a plan. You're on a boat full of hostiles, by yourself, in the dead of night, being hunted by devil rats. This doesn't sound like a great plan to me. I didn't come back here to fight, Seattle. This is a recon mission. I wanted to scope the place out, and it's easier to do that solo than it would have been dragging you two along. No offense. I don't take offense to that, you know? I'm Big Jim. Like, subtlety and stealth, not actually my defining characteristics. I know that may be surprising to some of you, but it's true. So you scoped the place out. Fine, mission accomplished. Do you know what you're doing now? Yeah, this place is fucked. I'm gonna sink it. Wait a second, what? The sinking ship is doomed, Seattle. I could feel that the second I set foot on board. Earlier than that, even. On some level, I think I could feel it back home. That's why I couldn't stop thinking about this place. Whatever is happening here, it's wrong. This whole place feels off to me somehow, maybe even toxic. I came back to find my friends, Cadmus and Malvina, to check on them. Instead, I found a swarm of man-eating rats, a death trap, and a bunch of squatters who seem intent on killing me. So, I'm gonna kill them right back, and I'm gonna use the scuttling charges that are still embedded in the hull to do that. I've already handled the ones on this level, but I haven't gone down below yet. We need to activate the charges below the waterline if we're going to bring this sucker down. So that's where you're headed next? Downward? Not quite, on account of the trap. I don't know how to get past it yet. Minor setback, right? So my next step was to figure that out. Well, we ran into Cadmus earlier. He wants to see you. That's great. Of all the people on this raft, Cad is the one I'd most trust to get us past whatever's in that room. He was always more of a mechanic than he was a shaman. Okay, let's keep our eyes open while we're doing that. There could be more going on here than you realize. I seriously doubt it. Remember what I told you about second-guessing. He isn't second-guessing anything. We haven't seen enough to make a decision yet. You may have, but we haven't. Okay, yep, let's move. Alright, so. Let's go back at, yep, hi Isabel, thank you for joining us. Hey, Cadmus, we found your friend. You want to talk to Gobbet? Gobbet, back after all this time. Yeah, sorry it's taken so long. Good to see you again, Cad. Good to see you too, kid. See you found your friends. You don't look very good, Cad man. Well, I'm breathing. Kinda. More than I can say for some. I'm mostly just happy to hear your voice again. Good to have a friend. What's happening here? Bad things. A lot of good people died. Something's gone rotten on this raft, Gobbet. You know what I mean. Toxic. Cadmus, where are our friends? What happened to Yasmin and Anson and Malvina? Anson's dead. He never even made it into the sick room. Just disappeared. But I know where he went. Down. Yasmin's still with us. Small favors, right? But the fight's gone out of her. She's content to do what she's told and tremble. Malvina ain't Malvina anymore. Well, what is she? I don't know what it is. It's definitely toxic, but as for what it is... Malvina went off the rails because of that damn bauble I gave her. That's what happened, isn't it? It ain't her, Gobbet. It's something else. But yeah, that shiny red egg that you and Tsui lifted is the cause of it, I think. The ugliness was already inside of her, but that thing brought it out. Shit. Okay, so you said Malvina isn't herself anymore, so what is she? You ever heard of a rat king? It's an old folklore thing. Bunch of rats all fused together, their tails all wrapped and twisted into a great big knot. That's what Mal has become. I don't know how many different spirits she's tied her essence to, but the last time I opened my third eye to her, I couldn't see where they ended and she began. What does that even mean? I've never heard of... It means she ain't human anymore, girl. Her aura is bound to other things, alien things, all tangled and twisted and grown together. They're all one being now, a rat king. It talks like Malvina, but it ain't her anymore. So it's still human physically? Don't know. I've heard rumors that Malvina's meat body is changing too. Haven't seen it myself. Don't know if I want to. Oh boy. So when did all this start? Must have been sometime after Gobbet left. Nah, not long. Maybe a week or so. We couldn't see it at the time, but it was happening. I'd stake my life on it. I don't get this. Everything was fine when I left the raft. I mean, the vibe here had changed, but Malvina was still Malvina. If anything, she was even stronger than the woman I'd known. Yeah, she got strong, all right. Strong and mean. It started small. A couple of months after Tsui's mutiny, Malvina started proposing new rules. She said she was cracking down on infractions, keeping order to keep us safe, but over time, those rules started piling up, and gradually the punishments started getting worse. She got paranoid. Yeah, that's right. That's what I mean when I say that she had it in her all along. She. I don't think that Malvina can even be described as she anymore. It is really a they. Our friend's dead or changed so much that she might as well be, and the things that are wearing her skin don't belong in this world. There's a trapped room at the end of the hall. Yeah, me and my crew built the thing. Let me guess, Malvina's orders? First thing she asked us to do after C's little rebellion. We started work on the thing the week after you left. Yasmin was in charge of the project. Can you tell us how to get past it? No. No, but Yaz can. She should be somewhere on this level. Go find her and tell her I sent you. Okay, the talisman. Do you know how it works? Nah, I tried assessing it once. The only thing I took away was a migraine. Felt like there were railroad spikes buried behind my eyes for days. All I can tell you for certain is that it still works. As long as the Rat King's connected to that thing, you can't hurt it. Any holes you put in its body will close up on their own. Oh, so it's invincible. Wonderful. I didn't say that. It's the bauble that makes the Rat King what it is, so you're just gonna have to find a way to steal it. Gobbet managed to do that during C's rebellion. I'll bet she could do it again. Did you try to fight the Rat King? Yeah. I'd had enough. A lot of us had, so we took a page from old C's book. We mutinied. This is what's left of our side. Been locked in here for 5 days now, waiting for Vitas to finish the job. The rest of us got fed to the rats. Well, it doesn't seem to have gone very well. No, didn't. Truth is, we weren't prepared for how many of those bastard rats Malvina had bred, and we weren't expecting our shipmates to fight on her behalf. Why would the others stop you from taking the ship back? That doesn't even make sense. What do you think, girl? Fear. Fear of death, fear of being gnawed apart by 100 vermin, fear of that thing. So the people are just afraid. Scared shitless is a better way of putting it, and I can't blame them. If anything, we're the crazy ones for trying to fight that thing. Well, if the Rat King's soldiers only serve it because they're afraid, maybe we can turn them away from it. Could do. They might rally around someone they knew, maybe someone who lived with and fought for him years ago. That was a subtle hint, girl. I've got a better idea. We're going to get you and your people onto lifeboats, and then we're sending this raft to the bottom of the bay, and the Rat King is going with it. You can't mean that. This is our home. We've got nowhere else to go, Gobbet. I am not going to let that thing force us to put this raft to the torch. You've already tried it your way. Look what happened. Maybe it's good that you leave this place. I've lived in a place like this before. I've seen what it can do to people. She grew up in the walled city, Cat. Then she knows what we've got to look forward to if you sink this raft, because we sure as hell can't afford to live anywhere else. Gobbet, listen, it isn't too late for the sinking ship. We can still turn this thing around. My mutiny failed because the Rat King knew things that we didn't. Yours can succeed if you'll try. My gut says we should sink the raft. It said that from the moment I arrived here. That's what Rat wants me to do, so that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, so this is one of those missions where there's two possible ways to resolve it, and one of them is a lot harder than the other. You can just decide to sink the raft, and if you do that, then you have to deal with the Rat King, you have to arm the explosive charges. The fight itself is a little bit more complicated, but it's much more straightforward. If you decide to try to save the raft, there's a mini quest you have to go through first, where basically you have to get everybody on the raft on board so that they will help you, so that when you fight the Rat King, you don't have to deal with them as well, and you don't have to arm the explosives. So we're going to go that way because it's more interesting. So let's see if we can retake the sinking ship. Always go with your gut, and my gut says, spare us the lecture, Gobbet. Cadmus is right, you're going off half-cocked again. The truth is, we can save this raft if you want to. If you don't, tell us and we'll sink it. Look, Gobbet, things have changed since you decided to sink the raft. You can see that, right? Okay. If you're sure you can keep up your end, I'll be willing to help you with your mutiny, but if your people fuck up, I'm sinking it. Okay, so we need to convince as many people as we can to help the mutiny. Whoever we don't bring around is going to fight against us. When you're ready for us to make our move, trigger the shipboard alarm system, 2 blasts, then we'll start kicking indoors. But if we sound the alarm once, then get the people the hell off the raft. 1 blast means you're sinking the raft. Okay, so we convince people to join you, then we trigger the alarm. Got it. Okay, so that is our objective. Hey, local inhabitant, how's it going? Already on side for the mutiny, I see. Hey, Lees, what's the deal? Rat King's ruled here for long enough. Think, how does it help you for the Rat King to stay in control? Okay, well, I started a fight with Lees, unfortunately. Wow, Lees does a lot of damage. Please don't do that much damage to me again. I don't like it. Well, Lees is dead. Sorry about that. Yeah, so with almost everyone you can talk to, there's a way to convince them to support you, and there's also a way to, like, get into a fight with them. And I did not remember that with Lees, there was something else you had to do before you talked to her. Or she just went crazy and attacked you. Bullets seem to hurt. Yeah, you know, weird. Funny thing about that. Hey, man standing in a pool of blood, how are you doing? This squatter is in need of immediate medical attention. Please help me. Gobbet, can you take care of this? Okay, great. The power of Gobbet's magic washes over her. Great. Gradually, his eye focus. Yeah, a little bit of gender confusion there in the stuff, unfortunately. That's a female. That's a woman. Don't know who you are, stranger, but you just saved my life. We're taking another run at the Rat King, and we're going to kill it this time. We could use your help. Can't do much without supplies. You hook me up with some medical supplies, I'll join your mutiny. You got anything that might help? Yay! Great. Okay, good. Head to the quarantine area. Meet up with Cadmus. Unfortunately, we had to give her an advanced medikit, but that's fine. So we've got her on side. Terminal? New regs, damned rats, quarantine meeting. Okay, to Malvina, we need to talk about these new regulations. Look, I used to be a merchant marine, I get it, I know how important procedure is on board, I know the mindset you're working against, but some of these new regs are bordering on draconian, and they're getting in the way of the maintenance crews downstairs. Order is a good thing, micromanaging isn't. So let's talk about it, okay? Damned rats. Okay, we've got a hell of an infestation going on at the lower levels, and we need to start doing something about it. Can I count on you and your boys to help me with this? I know that M would frown on what I'm proposing, but she isn't doing anything to help. We have to take matters into our own hands before things get ugly. This was exactly what I was afraid of. Those bloody rats have eaten us out of house and home, and now that our food supply is gone, they've decided to turn on us. It's pretty clear that M can't or won't use her magic to fix this, so it's on us to deal with the fallout. Hey, Broken. I've had the upstairs maintenance crews set aside a couple of containers as a quarantine area. It's inevitable we're going to start seeing people getting sick, and we need a place to shelve them. If we don't do this, we're going to have a panic on our hands. Vita's deaths aren't pretty. Yes, tell your brother that I got his note, and I'll be there. I don't know what all this is about, but I have to guess, and if I'm right, well, I'm in. Things have to change around here for all of our sakes. Okay. Hello, ship inhabitant. Slender human woman in shabby overalls, scars on her neck. I'll be damned. Gobbet? Hello, Yasmin. On a different boat. Yas, I'm a little out of the loop on what's happening here. Could you fill us in? We're not supposed to talk about it, but I'll tell you what I know. Any close encounters with the devil rats? Yeah, don't go downstairs unless you absolutely have to. The lower decks are crawling. Cadmus said you were in charge of building the trap. I didn't want to build the thing, but I did it to help Malvina to keep us safe. I've regretted it ever since. Can you help us get past the trap? I think so. It's been a long time. I think I remember what wires you need to snip to disarm the thing. Hidden access panel in the floor. Snip these wires here, this one here, bypass this circuit, and flip this lever. Do this and you're done. The trapdoor won't trigger, and you won't get dumped into the killing pit. Oh, good. The killing pit. Great. That's amazing. Killing pit? Pretty much what you'd expect. Okay. Great. Tell us what's been happening here. We're all struggling to deal with the devil rat infestation. That's it. That's all I have to say. Yeah, as you're talking to me here, tell me what's going on. I can't help you if I don't know. Alright, the raft is cursed. By the Rat King, you mean. Your brother told us all about it. It has spies everywhere. Rats, the little monsters, and the kind on two legs. If you don't do what it says, things happen to you. And it talks over the intercom using Malvina's voice, but it isn't her. Okay, good. Thanks, Yaz. That helps. Great. We're taking the ship back. We need your help. Not me. Go to someone else. I saw what happened last time. Okay, good. We've got Yasmin on side. Great. Over here, we've got this fine fellow. Hello? Another squatter. This one more beaten up than most. One of his orbital sockets has been crushed, deforming the silhouette of his face. That's normally, like, a pretty close to fatal injury. An orbital socket fracture, like, is pretty serious business. Don't recognize you. You're new here. You picked a bad place to go sightseeing. Yeah, you don't look so good. No, I'm not okay. I'm all beaten up and going blind in one eye. Tell me what you want so I can be on my way. The Rat King's people do that to you? No, I got caught in the crossfire. The mutineers did this to me. Thought I was with the Rat King. All I wanted to do was get home. Instead, my right eye only sees double now. Could hardly use my hands. Thanks for asking. What's your name? Ivan Fu. Other ways to help than fighting? Used to be damn good with a blade. Paid a pretty penny to have one custom forged for me. What happened to it? Taken? Lost? I don't know. How about you, stranger? You handy with a blade? Unfortunately, I am not. Going to shit. Rats everywhere. People dying. Smells like a garbage sow. If you want to know more about the boat, ask someone else. Can we count on your help? I said no. I'm not putting my neck out for anybody. I'm gonna ride this thing out, and that's all there is to it. Interesting question. I have connections back in Kowloon? Okay, thank God I have Shadowrunner etiquette. Wake up. You're living in a war zone. Not choosing a side won't keep you safe. It'll get you killed. You're right. I know that. I know it better than most. Can't just pick up and leave. Nobody can. The Rat King won't let us. Well, then we'll have to kill the fucking thing, won't we? I kill for a living. We all do. Well, then maybe you've got a chance. Hell with it. I'm in. When you make your move, I'll do what I can to help. Alright, go to Cadmus. Wait for the signal. Thanks, Ivan Fu. I'm sure you and your unique brand of martial arts will help us. You know, the kind where you smash things with your broken face. Oh, deep gashes in the steel wall. Look like they were made by a blade. Hello. What have we here? Welcome to the sinking ship. Who are you? You may address me as Mercurio. What do you do? An artist, a socialite, and a man about town. By town, I mean raft, of course. Now, I mostly find myself shut away here on the sinking ship's upper deck. I've been festering away here for months, desperately clinging to the finer things in life. Quite the tale of woe, really. So you just loiter around and socialize? A fine and noble profession. But you're a street-level operative, no? Blue-collar work. I wouldn't expect you to understand. Now, if that will be quite all, you want to help us? No, I'm afraid not. I'm a lover, not a fighter. I have a strength option. If you don't get off your scrawny ass and fight, I'll snap you in half like a twig. How does that sound? Yup, that's me. That's Big Jim. Fair. It sounds fair. Please don't hurt me. God, I love this business. Big Jim is in the house. Looks like someone's locked the door, so I can't go back up. Okay, so we need to find Malvina. We need to stop the Rat King. We need to reach the bottom deck. We've organized a mutiny. Let's talk to Cadmus again real quick, see if anything's changed. Are you sick, Cadmus? Vitas is a real bitch. Okay, great. You're gonna walk this off. Nope. Seen a lot of our friends loaded into these cots, Gobbet. They all went out in garbage bags. Anyway. Okay, yeah, great. That's fine. Thank you. Appreciate you. Sorry about the whole deadly illness killing you thing. I'm gonna go punch a rat in the mouth. Hey, maintenance notice. All lower decks are off limits till further notice. Okay, so noted. The air is thicker in here, acrid. The stench clings to your tongue, sticks in the back of your throat. Smells like damp cardboard and stale urine. Gobbet surveys the room warily, her nose crinkling in disgust. She produces the napkin with Cadmus instructions from her breast pocket and hands them to you. There you go, Seattle. You know what to do. Alright, trap mechanism. Okay, hidden access panel. Follow Yasmin's instructions. Disarm the trap. Gee, thanks. Appreciate you, Gobbet. Big preach. Okay, so we have successfully evaded the killing pit. And we can now go downstairs. Alright, how's the old HPers looking? Big Jim? Yep. Go ahead and heal Big Jim up. Let's open the door, shall we? Yep, that's a killing pit, alright. Stepping into this room is like wading into the killing floor of a slaughterhouse. There isn't an inch of ground that isn't caked with spilled blood. The stench that floods into your nostrils is as overpowering as it is vile. Stench of rotten beef and stale vomit, warm blood poured into a chemical toilet and left out in the sun to cook. Gross. The buzzing of flies in your ears helps bring you back to your senses. The piles of dead bodies are stacked nearly as high. Welp. None of these people died cleanly, not a one. Okay, so some have been shot, others have been cut open or shredded with teeth. Peter, Simon, no rat, no, this. We need to find the Rat King, put an end to this. It's going to die, and I'm going to kill it. Okay. After seeing this, I don't think this raft is worth saving. We should go back to my original plan, Seattle. Let's send this thing to the bottom. That's where it belongs. Okay. We'll tell them we've changed our minds using the alarm system. They'll make it out. Trust me. So, yeah. So, like, as the woman on the top floor said when we talked to them, or the people on the top floor said when we talked to them, they were saying, like, there might have been 200 people originally, and now there's, like, 70. The rest of them are mostly in this room, murdered. By rats. I think we should keep our promise. I think it's a stupid idea, Seattle, but if you really want to do this, I'll help you get it done. Okay. Gonna do this, we need to find Malvina's old cabin. Should be west of here. We have to get the shiny object away from the Rat King if we want to kill it. We do tricky things every day. We can do this. Okay. So let's go through the murder pit. Oh, wait, there was an item there. Scuttling charge. Yeah, let's not... So we're not trying to scuttle the place. So we don't need the scuttling charges. Aha! Behold, the rats. Many, many of the rats. Let's go wired reflexes. I'm also going to presume that I'm going to be injured at some point, so I'm going to turn on the healing. Okay, that rat should be pretty much dead. We're going to go ahead and drop haste. And then we're gonna... Yeah, let's put some bullets into that rat. Perfect. Excellent. And Big Jimbo here. Oh, there was another rat behind us. I didn't notice the back rat. The rat from behind. The secret agent rat closing in on me. Okay, great. So, got the rats cleared out there. Oh, nope, that's a scuttling charge. We don't need that. Shamanic salve. Yes, thank you, please. Nope, don't send it to the stash. But yeah, if you do want to blow the place up, then arming all these scuttling charges down on the bottom floor is how you do it. The door is heavy. It could easily be barred to prevent outside intrusion, but instead it stands ajar. It's almost as if it's inviting you in. Fascinating. This is Malvina's old cabin, the seat of power for the sinking ship. That's where the Rat King is going to be. Once we go in there, we're going to be in this. There's no changing our minds after we've picked a fight with that thing. Yeah, we're not going in yet, because we still have to use the alarm. Yeah, we have to use the alarm to warn Cadmus. So that's a scuttling charge. This is the alarm, I think, or the intercom. Okay, let's pull the lever twice. Excellent. Now, if you want to be a real bastard, I believe you can actually pull the lever twice to signal the immunity and then scuttle the raft. And I think if you do that, everybody dies, if I recall correctly. Except you, of course, you get off the raft. But yeah, because, like, I can still interact with and arm the scuttling charges. Alright, let's go. Boom. Time to do this thing. Time to punch it. Oh god, there she is. The thing that looms over you is horrifying. A twisted amalgamation of woman and swarm knotted and tied together into a single whole. Gobbet. The creature's voice is unnerving, 1,000 rumbling voices, all interwoven and laid over the top of Malvina's crisp, cultured speech. You've returned to us, little mouse, you, the instigator of our own ascendancy. The Rat King shifts its gaze to a nearby altar. A gleaming red stone has been ensconced within. The keystone, the source of our unity, the font of power that makes us strong. Your gift to us, little mouse. You gave us what we needed to bring this raft to order. Gobbet's nose crinkles in revulsion. On her shoulders, madness and folly chitter and shriek. Save me this speech, Malvina, or whatever you are. I'm not here to talk. The new body isn't doing you any favors, by the way. You look like a furry tree stump. The creature leans forward into the light. A fine-featured face with high cheekbones and piercing eyes stares down at you. The carpet of living vermin that bury the rest of Malvina's head and neck struggle and shriek. Our new body is beauty itself, unity of biology and unity of purpose. Okay, so I think, if I recall correctly, and I have to sit here and think about this for a second, I believe this is one of those things that you actually can, to some extent, resolve through dialogue. I don't recall if you can actually get out without killing Malvina. I guess I don't think so. I think you have to fight her, if I recall correctly. Okay. Malvina, what happened to you? We are not Malvina. We are one, bound together for all time. We are order out of chaos, the death of entropy, a glorious unity. Ah, fuck this. We're here to kill this thing, not let it talk us to death. Okay, yeah, here we go. Damn right. You hear the scrape of claws on metal. Something is headed this way. Oh, yep, she's just literally throwing rats at us. We're being just straight up throwing rats at us. Okay, so here we go. We're going haste, which also gives Gobbet aim, and then we're giving Big Jim aim on top of that. Because, fuck you, Rat King. Okay, so the Rat King has 120 HP, and we're gonna go, punch all of that HP out of it. Oh my god, we actually do so much damage. Pain! We will show you pain! The Rat King recoils, but only for a moment. Strange energy washes over it, bathing its body in indigo light. Okay, now it's bringing out the real rats. These are the giant rats who make all of the rules right here. Hold on. Gobbet? Yeah, so Gobbet, shiny object. Yoink. Yoink. Object picked up. The Rat King shrieks as Gobbet lifts the shiny object in her hands. In its voice, you can hear the echoes of 1,000 inhuman beings. This is interesting. I can feel Malvina's control over the rats. It's like 1,000 strings connecting her to them, and it feels like one of the Rat King's servitors shudders in place. Slowly, seemingly against its own will, it lifts its head to stare at you. I can tug at those strings. Oh god, Gobbet, don't do it. Don't do it, Gobbet. We will rend you all to pieces. Tear your flesh to shreds. Buy me a little time, Seattle. I'm still getting used to these things, but if you give me a minute or two, those demon rats will be mine. Yeah, okay, I can do violence. Violence is my stock in trade, as they say. So the Rat King has a magical shield. Let me try to smack. Okay, yeah, so the Rat King is immune to damage with the magical shield active. So noted. So what we need to do is beat up on the demon rats in order to keep them from murdering Gobbet. Oh, god damn it, stop hitting... Oh, I guess it didn't really hurt Big Jim, did it? An ominous chittering noise fills the air. Yeah, so the demon rats keep respawning, basically. But if you keep killing them, they can't respawn fast enough to, like, actually make it to Gobbet. So you just kind of keep beating up rats, until it's over. Does that rat has cover? Rude. Yeah, because they fire balls of death at you. Hey, Malvina, I've got something of yours. Aha, we stole the rats. Okay, so now the Rat King is vulnerable. So now we go bite the Rat King with rats. And, of course, with Big Jim. We definitely hit the Rat King with Big Gem. Perfect. Yep. Yup. Yup. That's a lot of damage. We actually almost killed the Rat King in one round there. Okay, there we go. The Rat King's body shudders and convulses as you watch the living carpet of devil rats that forms the majority of its bulk begins to writhe. Malvina opens her mouth to speak, but you'll never know what she is going to say. The only sound that escapes from her throat is a long, ragged scream. With a dawning horror, you come to realize what you're looking at. The devil rats that surround Malvina are turning inward. She's being eaten alive. Gobbet stares, dead-eyed, at her former friend as the swarm that is bound to her rips her body apart. Black blood pours in rivers to the aluminum-lined floor. Yeah, come on, Gobbet. Let's get the hell out of here. You go if you want to. I'm watching this. I owe Malvina that much. Okay. This raft is ours. It's over. Her PDA buzzes. She glances down at it, then turns to the screen so that you can see. Cadmus's grim visage fills the screen. I don't know what you just did, but whatever it was, it worked. Those rat things turned on Malvina's loyalists, and when they got done eating them, they started eating each other. Yeah, I know. I told them to, right after I did the same to the Rat King. Malvina's dead, Cad. You did good, Gobbet. You and your friends. We won. Come on up topside. A celebration is in order. No, Cad. No celebrations and no milling around. You can keep this place. I'm done with it. Too many bad memories. And besides all that, you've got a hell of a mess on your hands. I'll be damned if I'm going to help clean it up. You've already helped us clean up, Gobbet. We'll always owe you for that. Yeah, well, let's not make a big thing out of it. Goodbye, Cad. Good luck. Alright, ready to go home? Beyond ready. And this stupid thing is taking a one-way trip to the bottom of the bay. Yeah, good call. Good call. Let's bottom of the bay. Sounds good. I'm with you. I'm in favor. Bottom of the bay, definitely. Right down. Boom. Okay. Halo grows closer. You're going home. And I think that is where we're probably going to call it for today. I kind of had wanted to wrap up the very last mission before the end game started, but it's already been more than 3 hours, and it's late, and I have to work tomorrow. So we're not going to do that. But instead, we're just going to end it here with the death of the Rat King and the victory of Gobbet. I think I'm going to get some karma out of that. Yes, I got some karma out of that. Great. So I have 10 points of karma. I'm going to go ahead and do a quick spend. Body 7, Cyber Affinity 7 is pretty much as far as we need to go. I mean, we could increase more to get more HP, but that's less important than more strength and more close combat. So we're going to go ahead and pop up to strength rank 8. And after our next mission, we'll be able to get close combat 8. And, yeah, that's going to be the stream for tonight. So thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, leave a like on the stream. I know this was kind of low viewership. I know a lot of people don't really watch this game. But you know what? I'm having fun with it. You guys are having fun with it who are watching it. So we're definitely going to continue till we wrap it up. Should only be 1, maybe at most 2 more streams. Although there is a second campaign after this that you can import your characters to. So that could be fun. But in any case, catch you all later. Thanks for watching. Good night.